just a bloke in a bar.
This is how much of a sick cunt Kev is. So he said, hey, mate, do you want to come up and watch a game with us? I was like, fuck, yeah, sweet, 100%. He's like, do you want to come into the box in the coach's office with us? This is 2023 as well, so like the boys are flying. Anyway, so like what an experience. Like I know, you know, I'd been a player before, but like back when I was playing, like unless you're like Darren Lockyer or whatever, you're not getting in the coach's box.
Not getting in the box.
You know, so just for him to let, like for a club legend to invite essentially a no-name winger, like the reason why people think I had a bigger career than I did is because I have the podcast now, whereas like in reality, it's like fuck all. Anyway, so had the night, legend. He was like, oh mate, come in the. He was like, mate, come in the like circle when the boys were yipping and yahooing. I was like, oh no, leave it to the boys. Like it's their win. Like I don't want to be, you know. Anyway, went underneath, and Alf had a few beers, and he was like, there was a few ex-players there and like legends or whatever. And what Alf does, he like pressures you into having a beer. So he'll be like, he'll chuck like I forgot who it was. But he'll chuck one of the other ex-players a beer and he'll just start chanting their name. Like, you know, I'll just randomly say like Webkey or whatever. It wasn't Webkey, but I'll just say, and then all the boys start chanting his name. Anyway, so they did 2 ex-players. And I was like, oh yeah, fuck, like, you know, I'm sweet. I've been gone. And Alfie pretends to forget me. And they start talking again. And then he goes, and fucking Cappy. They start chanting. So I had to scull a beer. So it's like this great experience. Then the next day, Kevy gave me a lift to the airport.
Fuck, really?
Like, as the coach of the Broncos. He's like, yeah, mate, I'll take you. What time you want me to pick you up? And I was like, you sure? I could just get an Uber. He's like, nah, sweet. Next morning, after I had a big win, probably had a few beers or whatever, next morning, wake up, Kevy rocks up out the front of my hotel, gave me a lift, just had a yarn, dropped me off to the airport.
Did Alf leave it long enough that you were like,
I thought I was done.
I'm in the clear? Yeah.
I'm in the clear here because, like, listen, I know everyone pretends like a random beer skull can't hurt you, but a random bill skull, sometimes it's a tough
It'll
carry.
ambush you. Oh, yeah.
It ambushed me because, like, I can't remember the last time I needed to get up for the boys like that. You know, because you're doing it for the boys. Like, let's be honest. Are you sculling a can of beer by yourself?
No.
That's outrageous behaviour. I mean, there are some people, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But, like, you drink responsibly.
One of the best things ever, though, is at any, like, milestone birthday, because there's a certain type of human being, certain type of bloke who will, it's their Super Bowl. You can tell they've practiced it in front of the mirror and shit, like it's their birthday, like, fucking, oh, yeah. And they scull the first one, and you can tell that they've nailed it. They've got the reps in. They think they've played it off. And then the boys hit them with like the real men drink again, and they're just not up for the second one.
Yeah, they haven't prepared themselves mentally for it.
One of my favourite things ever, just to watch that second one just absolutely go to shit.
Yeah, and they're on top of the mountain, they're beating their chest, and they're like, let's see how much of a man you really are, you cunt.
Yeah, and then one of their dead shit friends starts going,
and then like all of a sudden, even though everyone else hasn't sculled the beer, they've like literally sipping on their beer, but now because he won't do a second one, he's a coward.
You just got to be grateful that
you know, but how does that work? Tell me how that works. So no one else has sculled the beer, but the guy that won't scull 2 beers in a row, he's a coward.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to be grateful that Alf didn't hit you with that, because if you've gone chips in, like when you have to get up for a random beer scull and you're not up for it, like, or it's the last thing you want to do.
It was the last thing in my mind of a random beer scull, and I knew I had to go so hard that because listen, if you're gonna get up in front of the fucking boys, especially the young boys they're like, it's fucking the beat. You know, fuck, I'm sure they all sit there and watch my highlights before games and shit. I'm sure.
Probably. Like, I mean, what? How many club records have you got?
Oh, well, let's just say I've got 1 equal anyway. But you can't get up in front of the boys and scull a beer, but not let them know that it's fully gone. And what I mean by that is it's the old pour on the head, and the headbutt of the can, and that's what I did. Now, I did it like a person that does that a lot, but I don't ever do that shit.
Right.
So, yeah, Alf had me on there, but I knew I had to pull through for the boys. And I'll tell you what, the first 3 quarters of the beer is easy, but it's the last quarter of the scull of the beer where the bubbles start to get you.
Yeah.
They really start to get you. So, yeah, he put me on the spot. I felt like I delivered for the boys, gave them what they wanted. But, yeah, Kevy, he gave me a lift the next morning, which was fucking super nice.
That's fucking awesome.
Super nice.
I can't believe it. I can't believe, like I wouldn't give a lift to anyone. Like, I just like get an Uber. Like, why, like, it's so inconvenient. Like, why would he give you a lift? I don't understand.
Yeah, mate.
So it's just a gesture, I guess. Like I think, yeah, I don't know. It would have shown how much like he's willing to, like how much he appreciated you coming in and like
Yeah,
being involved.
Yeah. So you know what? It was Payne Haas's 100th game, I think it was. Payne Haas's 100th game. Yeah.
Did they win? Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Who they
beat the
play?
Eels. Beat the Eels. Towed them up. It was at where the Lions play. But yeah, like, so when you hear like Kevy's a legend, like that's the level of legend we're talking about.
Can I tell you, I reckon when it comes to the sculling, so much of it is less about whether you actually finish it or not. It's more about the facial expression.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you get sort of, because sometimes you'll see blokes get sort of 80% through the beer, they then do the pour thing, and it's just sort of drip city. You know what I mean?
No, but listen, I came through an era where if there's too much comes out of that can when it goes on your head, you're a cat.
But if you're there sort of like, yeah, boys, like sort of up and about, chest open, no one cares. Like you get away with that.
See, in my era, how much comes out of that can, people care.
So I reckon if Alpha's watching you, even in your era, and you've got it done, but you're there like,
oh, you mean if you're hurting?
Like you're hurting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay,
Whereas
see what you mean.
you'll get away with a little bit of drip if you're sort of like, yeah, boys, like, you know, yeah, just score 4 tries. We just beat Para, yeah.
But whereas like even if you skull the whole thing, but you're like, oh, fuck. And
like the guys that make the face as if like.
Yeah, okay. No, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
It is all about how you sell it.
It's facial expression. It's like, facial expression. Yeah.
If you keep yourself deadpan like it meant nothing, like that was easy.
Yeah.
Even though your gut's about to explode from bubbles.
Oh.
Like you get the win there.
Look, it's a dalliance because if you're too like, easy money, you're going to leave yourself open to a real man drink again.
Yeah, you get a second or third one in you.
They go, fuck, this guy's got more in him.
Yeah, and you know
what I mean? Nah, so you got to sort of play it off like that was easy, but I'm done.
Yeah, it's a balance.
And how do you sell that?
Yeah, you're walking the high wire.
Yeah.
It's like walking a high wire between two skyscrapers. You know what? It's almost as dangerous as the guy that bloody climbed with no safety harnesses. What's his name?
Oh, fuck, I don't know, but yeah, that's...
He had a free solo, was the documentary there. Then he went to Netflix and he climbed that massive building with no safety gear. That's what sculling a beer is like. Basically, as hard as it, to be honest. Like it goes, like that is only a little bit harder than sculling a beer in front of the boys.
I remember, see, I don't know how you get into that because I remember the way I got into footy, my junior club was associated with the school, like same name.
Yep.
So the bloke who ran the club at the time came through with some flyers and shit, like, come down, training's on Friday. So you go down with the boys, the rest is history. How the fuck do you end up climbing buildings with no harnesses and shit as a sport?
How do you go?
Is there an under-9s out there? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, you're right. Like, and also, like, how do you progress to that where you've gone, okay, I've just climbed that mountain with safety gear. Didn't make me toey enough. Take it all off. Take it all off. I want to get more scared. I want to do it with a boner, pretty much.
Yeah, like you're at the under-18 state champs and someone's like fucking falling off behind you and you're like, oh, shit. You know,
my mate just died.
Yeah.
You know what? This is fucking mad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just died. How good's this?
But how do you actually progress? Because I don't think it is that kind of thing where mum takes you down on Friday Arvo and, if you like it, Tom, like you can do this. We'll go buy you some gloves and shit from Rebel. Like,
I'm with you. How do you find that you've got a knack for that kind of stuff? How do you find you got a knack for climbing? Like my son climbs, but I'm not going to sit there and go, mate, go and fucking solo a fucking building.
Was it the guy from? I'm just reading from. Was it Free Solo? He just said that he went rock climbing when he was 5 and just got addicted to it.
Addicted, he said, you know what, safety, fuck that shit.
But there's so much that has to go into that because like your parents sort of have to give you the green light initially. Like once you're 18, you can do what you like, but initially, like he's probably trying to climb smaller buildings or like bigger
rock climbing
cliffs.
At 5 is early areas.
Yeah,
5 rock climbing. Like I want to see what the rock that he was climbing. Was he just at the beach or some shit going over like some rocks, or was he?
It would have just been those fake ones.
In the building or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But like just to, like when you say like when you see your boy climbing, you're not going to go, okay, try the fucking Empire State Building. You know what I mean? Like it's not a.
You're going to be like, yeah, okay, it's just a natural progression for a kid to want to climb shit. Yeah, I don't know how you get into that, but I will say I personally think sculling a beer in front of a room of men with high levels of testosterone, not prepared, I reckon it's harder than climbing the building.
Yeah, I reckon there's just as much margin for error, isn't there? Like as I said, you don't want to end up with because I reckon worst case scenario, you don't fully finish the beer.
Yeah,
facial expression galore. Everyone's a bit like, oh, this guy doesn't.
Well, you're a coward forever then.
Doesn't know what he's doing.
No one forgets, like, in 10 years' time, the boys were like, remember that time you fucking couldn't skull that beer?
Imagine that. Like, you said it's Payne Haas's 100th game.
And it's on Payne Haas's 100th game.
You've like just fucking, and they hit you with the real men drink again, and you tap out of the second beer. There's a chance you never get invited back to the Broncos, I reckon.
Mate, to be honest, you probably shouldn't. You're going to do that to Payne Haas? You're going to disrespect Payne Haas? Hakeem Haas. All he's Payne at that time, so we'll say Payne.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The
I'm not
funny
going to
thing,
disrespect Haas like that. I'll put my gut on the line for paying Haas. I'll scull a beer fucking every day of the week, even though like it's kind of like a paradox considering the person we're talking about. But
yeah, I don't think he gives a shit if you scull a beer or not.
But in my culture, that's how we show respect, baby. That's how we show respect.
Queensland.
Strong, powerful, and true. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. There is that. Free solo and sculling beers. That's what you come here for, guys. Huge announcement. I put a video up on my story, and I'm just going to repeat that video. I reckon there's a lot of you out there. You sit around your Bunnings tables on a weekend. You know, you've had a few drinks, you've gotten home, you're carrying on, and I reckon a few of you sit there and go, you know what? Beak doesn't know shit about rugby league, and he's a terrible tipper. How did he tip this team? I reckon that happens a bit around the traps. Mm-hmm. And so, you know what? I want to give you an opportunity. You can join my tipping comp, Bloke tipping comp. That's right, on MberX. So download the app. The code is BLOKEtipping. Join my comp, and you can now compete against me, my tips. And there's we're having a brand new Thursday preview show, and it's actually going to be a Thursday preview show as well. It's not going to just be shit dribble the whole time, which don't get me wrong, I love the dribble, but it's going to be actually called a preview show correctly. And so it's brand new talent. Haven't announced it yet, but you're going to like it. And you're going to be able to tip with me. On top of all that, weekly prizes given away on MberX. Huge prizes at the end of the year as well. On top of all of that, I'm feeling excited today, boys. Just randomly, I'm going to give $1,000 away to one person that joins the tipping comp. You don't even need to win anything. I'm just going to pick one person that joins. So go to MberX, join up. Over the next week or two, once we've got the full tipping comp, one lucky person is going to win $1,000. Doesn't matter how you tip or whatever, I'm just going to pick you randomly. So take your 2 seconds, download the MberX. It's a great tipping app, guys. The reason why I agreed to this is I made sure they showed me the app first, because they're launching it, it's new, before we even agreed to this, because I was like, I don't want to, because funnily enough, we actually were going to build our own tipping app, because we just felt like tipping's such a big thing. Like it's such a banter thing with the mates and everything like that. We looked into it. We looked into like some kind of apps getting made. If I'm being honest, it was just too expensive. Like if it wasn't as expensive as we found out it was to make an app, because like to make a proper, you can make like shitty apps on like almost like they're called like white label apps that kind of do many things or whatever. But if you're making a custom app from scratch, it's so expensive, especially if you want a premium. So anyway, we didn't end up doing it. That's why this is great. MberX, download the app, guys. One lucky person is going to win $1,000, and each week MberX gives away prizes. And also, you know what? Like we'll probably do prizes ourselves. I don't know if it's going to be each week, but we're definitely going to do some cool, fun stuff in the tipping comp if you win that week or over that month or whatever it is. And at the end of the year, we'll do something mad as well. So join it. Take your 2 seconds, guys. It helps obviously support the platform. One lucky person win $1,000. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling so toey. I'm going again because the start of the season, I'm up and about. Yeah, the boys lost this morning, but it's okay. Lontel.net.au. What I'm going to do is this. If you join up, so it's free to join, 7-day free trial, no contract or credit card needed. If you join up over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to randomly give away $1,000 to one lucky person. So go to lontel.net.au/bloke. Join up. If you need internet, as I said, it's free to join. No contracts needed. No credit card needed. And also, like, for example, let's say your NRL on 9 or your KO or whatever is lagging or struggling or whatever. The good thing about Lontel is you can call them and you will get an answer from a person that knows what they're doing, and they will help you with your internet. They've got the best customer service in the business. So as I said, 2 different giveaways. The second one's a Lontel one. I'm going to give $1,000 to one lucky person that signs up to Lontel. As I said, it's free to sign up, 7-day free trial, $25 credit. You can generate your own codes to give to your mates. Every time that code is used, you get $50 as well. Go and do that today, guys. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling aroused. Massive thank you to both our partners that have joined that are part of the podcast. But
should we say for MberX, you have to be signed up by the first kickoff?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now, and you have a chance. And right now there might be a couple hundred in the draw or whatever. Yep. So it's not like you're competing against 10,000 people to win $1,000.
Yep.
You're competing against not as many. So sign up right now, guys. We're going to say it again on Monday as well. $1,000 to one lucky person coming from Bloke. And the same thing with Lontel. If you go sign up, just do the free trial or whatever, you have a chance to win $1,000. That's also similar. Like you're not competing against thousands of people to get that $1,000. Anyway, Tommy Bomb, he is here, as you would have heard on the potty. How you going, brother?
Not too bad, Kempy. Yeah, good week.
Got after it?
Got after it. I'm battling through one of the reddest eyes in the southern hemisphere at the moment.
Okay.
Probably something to do with chalk in the gym or something. You know what I mean?
Chalk in the gym, not pink eye or anything like that?
No, not
No
pink
one
eye.
farting on your pillowcase?
Nah.
Not any of that kind of stuff?
Not a Queenslander, mate. Don't sniff my own farts. But look, yeah, probably just some like heavy deadlifts, some chalk in the eye, something like that. But it's been one of the great debacles. I thought about wearing some aviators or some sunglasses or something, but I'm not an aspiring DJ, mate. So I just thought I'd chuck the nut, come in.
You know, that's cutting corners.
Just wear it. You know what I mean? Take your medicine.
Very unlike New South Wales. They cut a lot of corners. I mean, they just changed the whole rules to cut a few corners.
Yeah, well, you know, now that AFB's with us, I thought I'll do my bit for the state. Truck some red eye.
Truck some red eye. Fucking hell.
Not pink
Catching the red eye flight, eh?
Yeah, red eye.
That's good to hear. And when we say you got after it this week, what is it?
Bit of boxing, bit of, I don't know, just your meat and potatoes training.
What's your signature like? What, you know, some people have got good footwork, some people have got a good jab, some got an overhand right. Like, what's your signature punch?
Look, my left hook is getting there.
A left hook? Do you turn it like that or do you keep it like that?
No, I just go real wide with it. So I'm trying.
No, the fist.
Yeah.
Do you turn it like that or do you turn it like that?
No. I'm throwing them like that.
Like this?
Yeah.
So when the pad's like that, you're hitting like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not turning into the knuckle like that?
No.
Okay,
I'm keeping them wide for now because I'm really bad at dropping it off my chin. But
you drop it and then you throw it?
Like, well, you shouldn't apparently. I don't know. Like, I'm not a boxer, so I'm trying to get in the habit of doing that.
Yeah, okay.
No signature yet. Just trying to not fall over. You know, I think that's a good starting point.
I mean, that's a good start.
You did a bit of MMA in that, didn't you?
No, I've just trained boxing. Trained boxing. But
what's yours?
My signature?
Yeah.
Probably just speed. Quick.
Speed.
Yeah. Explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very explosive. Matty, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, I'm just cruising. I'm up and about. The AFB news, the Origin eligibility.
It is the AFB news. It is the AFB news.
Just call it the AFB rule change.
I mean, it changes so much for the Blues. Like our forward pack is so scary now. Like him, Spencer Leniu, obviously Payne Haas, Mitch Barnett. I don't know. I don't know how much it's going to change the result. No matter how many people you put in that bloody Blues.
That's the thing. Like guns have never been your issue.
Yeah, it's never been the problem. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm not happy about it. It's bloody awesome.
Yeah. Pretty spilling for you guys too. Jerome Hughes wanting nothing to do with you.
Fuck, I liked that though.
I like that though.
Yeah.
No, so do I. No, so do I. Like, I think it's great for him.
That.
I respect it.
You know, I like the fact that he's like, like I don't have that connection to Queensland. So it's like, good. I only want people that really want to play for the state, playing for the state.
Oh, yeah. 100% I agree on that. I also hate
your
like...
selection over the last few years, you could argue, don't really feel like that.
We've had a few guys that have tried to move heaven and earth not to play for us, haven't we, over the years? So,
and some guys that have said they don't want to play for you, then they do play for you.
Yeah, we still pick them.
Yeah, which doesn't work, guys. If you're watching, let's not do that this year. I hate though, like a lot of these like purists and that are sort of carrying on about the rules still and saying how, you know, the one that I've always hated, and they've actually changed the rule now, but the one about like, you know, it used to be a selection trial for the Kangaroos. Like, it's not 1983 anymore, mate.
I don't think any reasonable like, how can you think that? Like,
but also, because they talk about like reflecting the game and, how can you be that aligned? You know how many Tongans and Samoans and even like Māori people are going to grow up in the state, have an affiliation with the state and still want to represent that country? Like, it actually isn't this, when they talk about it, these older guys, they talk about it like it's a hypothetical situation. Like, just playing footy growing up, even my age, let alone the younger guys, like, you're playing with heaps of guys that are Pacific Islanders that have grown up here, love the Blues or love the Maroons, but they also obviously still love whatever the country that their heritage is. Like, it's a massive pool we're talking about. It's not a handful of guys. Like, I think it is a good rule change.
Yeah, I think it is good for the game. I think it absolutely is good for the game. I would do the change, and I agree with the change. However, I'm probably a little bit more empathetic to people that it just feels wrong. Like, it feels wrong that Kalen Ponga will play for Queensland and then he'll go and play for New Zealand. It feels wrong.
Which I get. I get the feeling of that, but I think I would argue that's only because it's not what we're used to. Like, when you step back, because we haven't really seen that before, obviously, but when you step back and you think, well, Kalen grew up there, went to a school up there, obviously loves Queensland, but also has the heritage and loves it. It is a real thing. It can happen. And I think it's hard for someone like me, for example. The only country I have an affiliation with is the Kangaroos. Whereas for him, there is a world that he is able to love the Kangaroos and also love the Kiwis and want to represent them too. And then I get the argument above that where it's like, does that take away from the... Because I saw Braith Anasta make a good point about that, where he was talking about, does it sort of take away from the value of each jersey if it becomes more like a...
Well, the thing with that, look, I'm willing to agree. You can be passionate for Queen. Like, it's almost irrelevant because it self-selects anyway. If you're not passionate enough, you'll get found out in the Origin arena. And I think passion is almost irrelevant. All that matters is how well you play. That's really, like, I don't think anyone's going to be like, man, he played really well, but I didn't see enough passion in the way he was playing. It's just like, no. So that's, however, it's not just the players where it matters, because it's also the fans and their connection to the game. And the worry is like, yes, I get it. I'm not saying that you can't be passionate about playing for Queensland and then also the Kiwis. I'm not saying that. However, put it this way. I just, like, for example, let's say you moved to Samoa when you were 13 and you told the Samoans that were born there, hey, mate, I care just as much about the provinces as you do. And they're like, well, you might care, but I was born here. My parents were born here. I don't know if a lot of Aussies would have the guts to say, like, I care more about Samoa and your province here than you do. And I think that's where it gets a bit of lost in the back and forth between either side. Is like, I think what a lot of conservatives or like conservative takes on this or traditional takes on it, I think what frustrates them is how much they are just hand waved to, like, oh mate, come on, like they can care as much as you. It's like, well, how do you know how much I care? Like, if I for example, let's say someone says to me, let's say there's a guy that moved to Queensland when he was 13 and he says to me, you'll never know because you weren't born in another country. I'll say, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'll never know what it's like to be born in another country, move to Queensland, be passionate about Queensland, but also be passionate about Kiwis. But also, you'll never know what it's like to be born in Queensland.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it gets a little bit lost and frustration gets felt with the traditional take on it, is like, it's just getting completely hand-waved of like, no, they care just as much. It's like, well, maybe, but like it still needs to be taken into consideration. And another possibility as well is like, there's a real possibility in 10 years that there's like 3 players out there that actually play for Australia. You don't think doesn't...
In Origin, you mean, right?
Yeah. That doesn't feel a little bit weird?
Yeah, it'll be different, but I think also it reflects where the game's at. Like, I think, I'll give you, because I think you're 100% right. Best case study for me, I reckon, that to look at is Victor Radley, right? Why he would, like, I don't want to sound like I'm speaking for him, but I imagine why he is passionate about England isn't because he grew up there. That's a fact. Like, he's obviously Bronny boy, grew up. He'd love Australia because it's his country, but then also the affiliation he has with England is because of his heritage, what it means to his dad, etc. So that can coexist. And one of the points I've seen raised, which I think is a fair point to talk about, but, you know, okay, I haven't been picked for the Kangaroos, so I'll just fuck off and play for whoever. There's still going to be passion there. And I think at the end of the day, to grow the game, you want the best players playing. So as long as there is an affiliation and a passion, whatever that looks like you said, for some people, they love Australia because they've moved from a country where they're not as lucky and this country's given them that opportunity and they've grown up here, they love it, versus someone like, say, us, where we were born here and it's just what we're used to, what we know. I think as long as there's some sort of passion for the jersey you're wearing, it's only going to be a good thing.
I'm with you, but I think passion on the field is it's irrelevant to me because all you need to do is play well. The concern is in 10 years, it's the passion of the fans. That's what's not being talked about here.
No, yeah.
Is like, is there a world where Queensland in, let's just say 15 years or whatever, and let's just, for some reason, we've got, I don't know, 10 out of starting 13 don't play for Australia. Is there a world where fans go, I don't feel as connected because, like, I don't get the argument. I don't think it makes sense to go, oh, Queensland is separate to Australia. Queensland doesn't exist without Australia. It's a state in Australia.
Of course.
Anyway,
yeah.
But like, I'm arguing devil's advocate here. I want to be extremely clear because there's people listening right now that are going to be answering me like, oh, this is my point. What I'm trying to do is argue for the people that have this traditional view, and just give a bit of empathy towards it, because there is a part of me that connects with it and understands that, you know, I was born, there is a connection. Being born somewhere, I feel it gives you a strong connection to being there.
Absolutely.
Being raised there, having your formative years there. Like, I know this is dramatic, but like, if we were ever attacked by any country in the world, there would be not a second guessing of who I'm connected to.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, of course.
That's extreme view.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say from the traditional angle. I don't agree with it. I think I feel it, but I understand this is best for the game for it to happen. But I think a lot of people are focused on the passion of the players, but the real big question is the passion of the audience. And that's what matters.
Yeah, but the audience just needs to, I think about and understand the fact that, yes, there will be people who have their different alignments internationally, but when it comes to, say, like whatever age you were when you came here, or if you've grown up here but your parent is from Tonga or something, the passion is still there. Because I think the fans just want to know that, because to be fair to the traditionalists or the purists, there's been chat over the years where it's like, fuck, let Sonny Bill play. Let Sam Burgess play. And I think because we've got enough traditionalists and purists, that was never going to happen. It was never going to reach a point where the fabric of Origin changes.
You've got to be in here before 13,
and the rules haven't really changed outside of the fact that if you've played for New Zealand or something, you're now, as long as you meet the criteria.
Fairest thing to do. Like the problem is this, is like, let's say you go the traditionist route. Let's say you go, you know what? We'll give you everything you want. And you say, essentially, it's just where you're born. Like, because that's the because right now, before all the rule changes, you cannot sit here and say Tonga and Samoa are allowed to do it, but Kiwis aren't. It's just unfair. Like, there's no reason anymore to do it. Like, yes, I understand the last few years it was to grow the game, to get the international game, but however, so it's one or the other. It's either what they have now, or you basically have to choose this state and play for Australia. If you do that, in the other side of it will happen. In 10 years, we will not have the best players playing Origin. Like, if you do the route of the traditionalist route,
yes,
where you go, if you play for Queensland, you must play for Australia or New South Wales. In 10 or 15 years, we absolutely will not. It mathematically will be impossible to have the best players playing.
I reckon it'll be tomorrow, because we'd lose Critter, we'd lose Toto, we'd lose Lua,
lose Haas as well.
And like you said before, like from a hypothetical perspective, that it'll be weird if there's only 3 guys that can play for the Kangaroos. I reckon it'd be even weirder if tomorrow all those guys were pulled out. And in that situation, if only 3 guys did play for the Kangaroos, well, that means that the best players in the NRL aren't playing Origin. And
who still qualify?
Be watered down anyway.
Who still qualify?
Yeah,
like, that's the important thing to remember here. Like, I think the other thing to what you said before, Kempy, is that, you know, once upon a time, not that long ago, it made sense to let the Tongan and Samoan guys do it because of how far away they were from the Kangaroos and the Kiwis, whereas we're not there anymore.
No, we're not there
And
anymore.
we've actually reached a point now where they had to make a call because of what you just said. Like, it doesn't make sense to leave AFB out because he played some random
one game for New Zealand 10 years ago.
Like, who gives a shit about that? Like, it's good that we've reached that point because now we're talking about all these different nations. We're going into the next World Cup. It's no gimme for the Kangaroos.
The only thing
anymore.
I'd say is, like, and this is devil's advocate, guys. I don't agree with it, but like the argument of like, oh, it'd be weird if those players were taken out, but like playing for your state and your country, in a way, is a repayment of everything and every opportunity that state or country has given you. Like, why are you so grateful to put that jersey on? It's because you feel that this country and this state has given you this great life.
Yes.
That's it. And so this idea that like that the two things are not connected, like they are connected. They are.
Yeah.
But
course.
this is a business. We will, the game, we don't, the thing is this, if I'm weighing it up like just purely on I guess, probability or whatever, what we do know for sure is if we don't make this rule change and we went back to the full conservative, Origin would not be at the highest standards possible. We know that absolutely for a fact, no doubt.
Yeah.
What we don't know for sure is like in 10 years, if there are only 3 players on the Origin paddock that play for Australia, we don't know how many people will feel weird about it, and we also don't know how many people would tune out because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's one that's a guarantee, and there's one that's like, I personally think that it's just something we'll learn to live with. I just can't deny the fact that it does make me feel strange as an Australian and a Queenslander born in Queensland.
It's a big change, but I think AFB is the perfect example, right? He grew up playing for Mascot Jets. Like, he is strongly affiliated with New South Wales, just as much as he would be with Tonga because of his heritage. So I think, like, yes, it's a big change. It is a bit weird, and it makes sense based on everything we just spoke about.
Would you be this confident in your argument if you were, let's say there was a North Island versus South Island, and exact same situation. They had their origin. It was North Island versus South Island, and obviously it's New Zealand. would you be this comfortable speaking this confidently about passions for states and different countries? Like, for example, would you confidently go and tell a Kiwi, oh, mate, like, if I'm an Aussie and I moved there when I'm 13, I'm just as passionate about the North Island as you are, but I'm going to go play for Australia. Would you feel just as confident to say that?
So if I'd moved to the South Island, or say someone like a Critter.
So you moved to South Island when you were 13.
Okay. Which again, though, like that's the more extreme example, because there's a lot of guys that we're talking about here who they grew up in the state themselves. They actually fit the criteria you're talking about.
Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Like
if I've moved
13,
there...
And there were some Kiwis that were very traditional and conservative.
Yep.
Would you be confident enough to say to them, I care as much about the South Island as you do, even though I'm going to go and play for Australia?
Yeah, if I did, and if they were like, what do you mean by that? It's like, well, I have my reasons for moving here. I've grown up here. This place has given me a massive opportunity. But like, let's say I had grown up there. Okay, like what, say a Critter or whatever. I would be very clear that, why do you want to play for Australia then? Well, because that's my family, and I want to represent my family. So like Stephen Crichton, he fucking walks into the Kangaroos side if he wants to. Like, I'm sorry, like I
So is Toto.
100%. So that should tell people how much they do care, because it's like they're affiliated with New South Wales because that's where they grew up. That's where their family grew up. And at some point, someone in their family has moved from somewhere else and they've set up their life, which that argument you're talking about, that would apply to them. Those boys grew up here. They would love the state just as much as anyone else. So when people go, oh, why would you want to do that? Well, like Crichton and Toto, they're turning back a lot of money to go and play for Samoa. That should show you how much they care about their heritage.
Yeah, the only argument against that is that, like, and again, I'm happy to waive this because I think the growth of the game is better. Not to suggest they're not passionate enough. As in, passion is irrelevant for the players for me, because Critter and Toto have proven themselves that they've been some of New South Wales' best, especially Toto. So there's
100%.
no question about how much they care for New South Wales. But then the question is like, for traditionalists, it's still a state in Australia. Every opportunity they've been given has been given to by New South Wales, which in turn is, New South Wales doesn't exist without Australia. And I get it's an easy hand wave to go, oh, state and country is different. It's not different, bro. It's not different. They don't exist without each other. However, I'm willing to go, but what's good for the game is we will not grow as a game if we try to be conservative and traditional like that with that specific
Yeah,
rule.
and just to expand on that, the way that we're going with the administration we've got, the leadership we've got, I think we get to a point with the PNG, if that's successful, we build the pathways there properly, and in Samoa and Tonga, you'll get to a point where you've got actual massive groups of those different nations growing up and representing that country, and it actually will be a different conversation. Right now, we're leveraging off the fact that there are people like Critter, like Toto, who have grown up here, but they're representing their family. The more that we grow the game right now, and we're at an awkward point, which is why I think the rule change is so good, we will get to a point where there are more Samoans who have grown up there. Maybe we end up with a point where we've got a club there or some sort of strong
the systems
pathway.
are all there, yeah, and they are giving back to their nation because they were developed through there.
Yeah, and we'll look back at this, and like, just to go back to it, like you said, the only change that we've really made is you still need to fit the criteria.
Yep.
But if you've played the one-off random test for New Zealand, like as long as you fit the criteria, you can play. I think it's a good balance.
I'm of the mind of it feels weird, but it's the right call. It feels a bit wrong, but it's the right call. I get the traditional argument of like, fuck, like the whole reason Origin is special is because of the hatred and the passion and whatever. But I think that Australia is such a unique spot where we're so multicultural. It's not like we're a country, obviously Indigenous population's been here forever and they've got a connection forever, essentially longest ever culture, continuous culture, 60,000 years, 65,000 years. But like, we're so multicultural and have been like that essentially since the start of. It does provide a unique-ish context to the situation.
Just one last thing. I can differentiate the difference between state and country more so than what you're saying, I reckon.
I know you can do it, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's fine. But I reckon the example I used last year was Foreign. Like, Foreign's not Australian. He's clearly from New Zealand. But he moved here when he was, I think, in primary school. And then he went to primary school in New South Wales. He went to high school in New South Wales. He went to high school with Mitchell Pearce. That doesn't make him Australian, but in a weird way, to me, it does make him from New South Wales. I don't know if that makes sense.
I see him as a Kiwi.
That's what I mean. No, I see him as a Kiwi. I don't see him as Australian at all, but I do see him as a New South Wales player, and I do think he should have played Origin because he's of New South Wales. He went to school in New South Wales. He went to high school in New South Wales. It doesn't make him Australian, but in some weird way, he's still Kiwi.
But we're in a weird growth period at the moment where there's gonna be teething issues. But just to use him as the example, one thing that the purists are worried about is, okay, well, if I'm Foz, and let's say it wasn't New Zealand, let's say it was a nation where they don't earn as much, or maybe they don't, I don't know. But let's say you earn less money for playing for that nation, but you can earn the whatever it is playing for New South Wales, so you do. That's what people are worried about. We're going to have a 10 or 12 year period where every time that Jerome Hughes does what someone like Jerome Hughes has done, like it's just such a good show of character where we're not going to have to worry about that. But we'll get to a point where if they're not affiliated with that place, but they do qualify, it doesn't matter because they're going to play for Tonga or they're going to play for PNG or wherever, and they will be remunerated at the same rate anyway. But to get there, you need to grow the game. Look, so I think it's the right call right now.
This is what I can promise you. There's no amount of money that's going to make you go to the depths you need to go to in Origin to keep getting selected. So
that's right.
The money argument, I don't like. Again, it's all. No one really cares about how passionate the players are. All they care about is how well they play.
Yes.
The passion side of the argument for me is the connection the Queenslanders or the New South Welshmen feel to the player when they are playing. Yes. The reason why it's so highly rated is because of, it's a joke, but it's the "We Are Queenslanders" line from Billy Slater. That's what makes it so highly rated. These players can be we could have the best product in the history of mankind if no one's there to watch it. And so I don't think that's going to happen, but that's a kind of, I guess, a worry or whatever.
Did you ever question GI's affiliation to Queensland?
Did I ever question his affiliation
Watching
to
him
Queensland?
play? Like, did you ever think,
Well, no, but my argument has always been it's irrelevant. Once they cross that line, the passion is irrelevant.
But as a fan, like, I don't know, because you would have played against him too, hey?
Yeah, I made my debut in reserve grade against him.
Yeah. But watching him play for Queensland, if you like, to me, AFB qualifies for New South Wales just as much as he did for Queensland. Like, it's the same criteria.
When did he go? So he went and played for Norths as a...
I'll check.
When does he actually go to Queensland and how did he qualify for it and everything? Because that'll be super interesting.
I never, obviously, as New South Welshman, we were dirty because he was such a freak. But
Yeah, he was 16. 16, 17.
Right. So if he qualified for it, it's the same. Like,
There's also Thurston was in a New South Wales jersey as well.
Yeah, that was different. But
I know it's different, but I'm still saying he still played.
Yeah.
And you've never questioned it. So I think...
That's never been my argument though.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, as fans, like, I don't remember ever hearing Queenslanders go, "Oh, GI." Like,
you know why though? Because they were good.
Sure,
that's my argument.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to matter. Like AFB coming in, he's still meeting those same criteria points that those blokes had to.
But to be fair though, they still went and played for Australia.
True.
So there was still that connection. Whereas like seeing a guy kill it, but then go play for the Kiwis, it's going to be a weird feeling, or whoever. Now we already do see it with Samoa and Tonga, so it's like, but it's the thing that makes this weird is obviously the Kiwi. Anyway, look, I think we all agree.
We
it's the
all
right
agree.
call.
Yeah,
it's the right call.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's probably not enough. There's not enough people in the media that give the traditionalists or purists or fucking whatever you want to call it, the old school. They don't give them enough of a voice because I just feel like sometimes because it's such a delicate topic. They just get like shouted down. Like it's just like, no, the easy answer is, yep, it's all good. Everyone can just join. It's fucking, that's the easy answer. That's the easy answer. It makes everyone happy. You look like you're being inclusive to everyone, blah, blah, blah. And I just think I do think there is merit behind some of the concern from a traditionalist perspective. However, it's absolutely the right call. There's no part of me that doesn't think it's the right call.
Yeah. And the thing that gives me comfort, I remember when Taumalolo and Fafita defected initially, there was a lot of sort of shit that was thrown where the mountain that they were trying to climb or what they were talking about doing was so fucking big and so far away that people were a bit like, what are we doing here? But we're here now.
Well,
you know
here's a good example. Like, if you think Australians, Aussies are the only ones that are like sooking or whatever about this, go and look at how New Brown got fucking annihilated from switching from Samoa to New Zealand. Like, we're all equally passionate about where we're. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of
like,
course. Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're from. If this happened at where you were from, there'd be a subset of people that would feel a certain way that are more, I guess, conservative in their thinking. Like every country goes through it. For example, like when Taumalolo went from the Kiwis to Tonga, like he got annihilated. Taumalolo got annihilated for that.
But the biggest winner in this is the Kiwis. Because they've sort of been rinsed the last...
They've been so unfairly
8 or 9 years.
Well, they're a winner because they've been such a loser in the last few years.
So long, they've been getting stitched up by this new rule. by the fact that you could play for Samoa and Tonga
and play Origin.
One thing I will say though, I do think there needs to be if you want to switch nations that you play for, minimum 4 years. I think. Minimum.
Seriously, you should have to say it at the start of your career. That's when you pledge your allegiance.
Minimum, maybe longer. Listen, I can empathise with people that have let's say you've got Samoan mum, Tongan dad, or whatever, or whatever it is. I can empathise, and I understand that you get that out of the way, and then you want to go and do the other team or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's got to be. We cannot have people chopping and changing every fucking year.
Yeah. That's going to be the hardest thing for them to adjudicate on and police, is because that is the biggest fear I have that probably aligns with the purists is what happens if you do have, say, use that example, Tongan dad, Samoan mum. I don't get picked for Samoa because I'm behind Critter. Fuck, but there is a spot that I can probably take for Tonga, and all of a sudden we're watching guys swap training jerseys. Even though I'm not questioning their allegiances, it's just optically it looks awful if that's where we get to. So
that's what I mean. But the thing with that though is the same argument can be said. It can be, hang on, mate, you don't understand what it's like to have heritage from another side.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's why that argument, it just, when you really break it all down, it's it's not really relevant. There needs to be some kind of structure.
You need to have a rule. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because imagine if in the space of 12 months you watch a guy play left centre for Samoa and then left centre for Tonga.
It'll just water everything down. And I think that's what the concern is from the people that say if you play for Queensland or New South Wales, you should play for Australia. I think that's kind of the position they're coming from. But I think as a game, we just got to make that call in regards to how they are playing the Blues jersey or the Queensland jersey. I think there's so much evidence that if you're from Samoa or Tonga, I mean, even Brad Thorne, obviously playing for the Kiwis and playing for Australia. I don't think anyone in the All Blacks ever felt he wasn't passionate. I don't think anyone in the Australian ever thought he wasn't passionate.
I think as well, they should define it as the big five, I guess. Australia, New Zealand, England, Samoa, Tonga. I still think Kaolero should be able to play for Cook Islands,
But it's similar to the old argument of if they're a growing nation that we're trying to prop up, you give them the leeway.
Yeah,
for sure,
so all those ones except for the five,
Yeah, for sure. So, listen, I'm still get someone in the comment section thinking that I'm arguing those points, and it's my opinion. I'm just trying to give a little bit of a voice to people that... I think there are a lot of people that they don't want to comment because they'll just get fucking shouted down with that kind of opinion. And I think it's a fair... It's not an unreasonable opinion to have, in my opinion. I really don't.
Tradition's always a good thing. It's just that balance.
That's what made Origin great. We've had All-Star games before and they're fucking shit.
Yeah.
As in the All-Star side, the Indigenous side. Since they changed it to Indigenous Māori, I've loved it. Before that, it was you had one team that fucking cared so much, rightly so. Another team that they're just playing a bit of footy. The quality of the game isn't what makes Origin unique. It's the passion and hatred of the fans that's what make it unique.
Yeah.
The players obviously are the key part of it, but also they're kind of not, because we have other games where they can play really well in.
Yeah.
It's the passion between New South Wales and Queensland, and you don't want to lose that. I don't think it will, but because I think that we're so multicultural as a game now. But it's a reasonable thing to talk about. Okay, don't forget, guys, everything is 50 to 60% off Bloke. It's still going. And also, Grumpy Coffee. Go to grumpycoffee.com.au. Get your coffee. Best coffee. I've just had my coffee. That's why I'm bouncing off the walls, guys. So make sure to get your coffee. Okay, Hull KR win the World Club Challenge. Man, I just thought this was a really, really smart game plan from Hull KR. I thought that... Is it Will Peters?
Willie Peters.
Willie Peters. I call him Will.
WP.
Willie Beeman, baby. I just think that they played smart to the conditions. They basically said, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make no errors. We're going to play super conservative. We're going to get the ball in your corner, and then something's going to happen. Because they scored, I think, 3 tries off kicks. The first try they scored was a shin kick. It was a knock on, and then he just happened to get his foot to it. The second try was off a great little grubber. And I just think that field position won them the game, which was smart. It's cold as shit. Broncos haven't played before. The chances of Broncos coming out and completing high are almost impossible. They already don't have a high completion rate as it is. They're a high risk team. And I just think it was a brilliant plan to just get him in their corner. It was in that Dean Mariner corner. Kick it to him as much as possible. Hopefully Reece Walsh doesn't touch the ball coming out his own end. And that's what won them the game. I thought they were gritty. I thought their forwards were outstanding. Was it Dean? I forgot his name now. He won man of the match. He was absolutely outstanding up the middle. And so, that's for 60 minutes.
Dean Hadley.
Dean Hadley, outstanding. Outstanding performance from him. For 60 minutes, they played good, solid footy, and they proved that like a champion team will beat a team of champions. And then the Broncos started clicking into gear. You got to remember, it's their first game back, and we saw the Broncos do what they do. But yeah, for most of the game, Hull KR were the better team and got the win. And I think they should be extremely proud of the way they played. Yeah, what do you reckon, mate?
Full credit to Hull, obviously. Great win. But I think this game for us is very similar to trial games in terms of there's certain things you can look at that you take away. And I think for me, watching the Broncos, they'll take a lot out of the fact that Dean Mariner, he got caught out a fair bit in terms of they did a really good job of kicking when he wasn't where he needed to be. And like that 40-20 late was a good example of that. But the Broncos, again, this year are going to be the kind of team that can run 30 points in on you in 15 minutes.
They were 30-4 down with like fucking...
Well, they scored 3 tries in 5 minutes or something.
But they rolled through them. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it was interesting, first look at Ezra and Renault together in the halves. I think the way that they're going to be able to get offloads and sort of find their front through the middle through Carrigan, Haas, is it Tolte?
Off the bench, yeah, because Jensen got head knocked.
He had a good 10-minute period.
Mate, he fucking changed the whole momentum for us.
Yeah.
Great.
Big fella.
Yeah, it was brilliant. So like, I think playing more direct, and then off the back of that, your guys like Walshy and Mam who can sort of, when they were going through teams, it was just unbelievable. That Shibasaki try as well, the face ball.
Shibasaki was outstanding.
Oh my God.
The big fella had like 11 tackle breaks.
It's my favourite thing in rugby league, a face ball.
It's so hard to defend because you got to commit. Full commit. You can't go check and slide off. You've just got to be in.
That was like, there was no question over whether, sometimes like you'll see a face ball and people go, oh, forward. It was never a forward pass. It was never getting intercepted. It was
and
just
also,
so
like,
pure.
If you get a quick play the ball and you do that play, you will score. Because even unless you shot someone, which you're not going to do on your line, like you've got to absolutely fucking Sonny Bill someone to stop their momentum. Like pretty much the winger who was smaller than Shibasaki would have had to Sonny build him to stop him there.
Yeah, they would have both had to jam and he doesn't throw the long ball because it was like a 4-on-3. And like the thing is, if that defender comes in tight, they do what they did and they just throw it across to Shiba. Yep. If it goes the other way, then you just play short. It's so hard to defend.
If that winger comes in tight, he just floats it over the top to the winger.
100%. So like it was just, I think that I've seen a couple of things already of people going, oh, the Broncos, they're going to be right there at the back end again, I reckon. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, like, listen, if you're going to take the World Club Challenge seriously, I just think you've got to have a full trial before it, at least one. The problem is the Broncos, that was literally their first game. I saw Corey Parker talk about, like, do we even need trials anymore? And, like, they train at such a high capacity. Do we even need it? The season's so long. It's like, I just disagree. Like, you know, it doesn't matter how hard you train. It's not a game environment and you can't get all your timing right. And, like, you know, the ref was disgraceful. I'm just going to be honest. It was disgraceful officiating.
What about when it was later in the game? I reckon this fucking cost them the game. And, like, again, like, you know, they were down by 30 points, whatever. But this one moment, they called held up over the line. Do you know what I'm talking about? And it was a metre short.
Yeah.
And they were just at one crash ball. If they were going to score for sure. And the ref said held up. He was a metre short of the line.
Well, there was another one, like Ezra Mann when he knocked a ball over the line. They did a replay and they called the video ref. The dude's standing a metre offside. The dude that tackled him is a metre offside, and they don't even call it. Then the first try, it looked to me like he was held up, didn't go through it. The try off the big bomb that Mariner dropped, that was a knock on by the guy coming through. But the thing is this though, like as a Broncos fan, I know you're sitting there, you're pissed off. Those terrible calls didn't make Katoni Staggs drop the ball cold, didn't make Renault do a silly pass, didn't make Reece Walsh drop the call. Like
it was 7 line breaks to 2. Like their final execution was poor.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the Broncos, like if you're going to England, you know you're getting absolutely hammered by the ref in regards to calls. It's a guarantee. Like essentially, I'd argue at least 2 of their tries, if they actually looked at them, they weren't tries. But you know that going to England. So, you know, you have to make sure if Broncos completed 85 to 90%, then I'm happy, and maybe in the end they did. But when they were getting those calls against them, they were at like 71% or some shit like that. It was like 7 errors to 2 or something like that. Like, you know, for example, the bad calls didn't make Reece Walsh kick it into over the stadium when he made that break instead of holding the ball. So you can't, although you don't want to see that week in, week out in the NRL with a ref just like obviously, like they were never on. Anyway, whatever. So yes, the refereeing was disgraceful, but Hull KR still played the better footy for 60 minutes.
Yeah, it would be so hard though as well. First hit out, just what you were saying before. It looked cold as shit. Like it looked
3 degrees.
so cold.
3 degrees.
First game, first trial for a lot of those blokes after a long layoff. It would be so hard to actually get into the game. So I think, yeah, it doesn't shock me that the game played out how it did, where they found themselves down by a fair bit, and then.
So in the end, they ended up at 80%, and that just kind of proves the point. Is like when they completed their sets, they fucking towed them up.
Yeah.
I'm with you. The reference wasn't good, and you do got to expect it. But I would have loved another look at that 2040. I know we didn't get a really good look at it.
You know what's so bad about that as well is I didn't even reckon the refs knew what that was, because they didn't even look at it. Like again, you just got to expect it going over.
Exactly.
You just got to expect it.
That's the other thing that was hard too with the World Club Challenge, which I'd love more clarity over going in, is what fucking rules are we playing?
I don't know.
Like
there were blockers at the fucking. There were blockers on every fifth tackle.
Couple times as well.
When the fuck's that been okay?
Oh, few of those tries that they gave where I was like, every chance they check this here and it's fucking no try. But I'm like, are they checking it? Or like, what are the rules here? Like
even that, but what's crazy is like, even the commentators weren't saying anything. Like the Fox commentators, like Vossi and Brandy, like they weren't even like, oh, it looks like a bit of a knock on there. Like it's just,
oh, I know.
like, why aren't we looking at this? We do it every week. We sit there for ages looking at it. That's what we got video ref for. That's like, anyway.
It drives me nuts that the NRL rules aren't the same as the international rules. Why isn't the rules just the same?
So in Super League, are you allowed to have blockers?
I don't know.
You would have to be. There's no way you missed it that many times.
Like literally 2 people standing next to the ruck. Anyway, I want to move past that because it's not the reason they lost.
Yeah, and none of us are saying that. So
yeah,
relax.
So you've got to expect that. If you're going over England, you're going to get hammered with calls. And I'm sure they feel the same way when they come here. But you know, they didn't make all those errors happen in the first half. You know, if Broncos come out and complete, you know, 9 out of their first 10 sets, like that means that Hull KR don't have the field position. Because like Hull KR, obviously, I'm not taking away from the skill that they showed. They showed plenty of skill. But they scored their tries because they had field position. How do you get field position? By completing your fucking sets.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like their first try was literally a fucking shinny.
Yeah.
You don't score a shinny unless you're close to the line. Their other try was a little grubber in behind, which is a great grubber. And then the other one was he barged over like he.
They had one try where they scored off 2 kicks as well. It was a crossfield kick, came down and then the
like
grubber.
so, and it was pretty much a 4. But anyway,
I will say though, I'll give you a rap here actually. I'm jealous that I'm not a Broncos fan in terms of the team that you're watching there, because watching a side, if they're not down by 40, and even then, like you're sort of watching it going, fuck, we got every chance here.
Well, you know, pretty much if they had have adjudicated 2 of the tries correctly, they win that game.
But also, like Vossi said before the Shiba try, literally as Walshy threw the ball, he goes, if they score here, I'm calling it, they win the game. Like, you never see that shit
and
at a level
we had
like
2
that.
chances to win the game from that bit too.
Like, down 12 or whatever they were at
And
that
Renault
point.
couldn't kick.
Yeah. But you know what I mean?
5 tries all.
Yeah.
In a game like that, of that standard, when the fuck would you ever hear a commentator say with like 10 minutes left, there's like 2-3 scores in it? You know, if they score here, they win. Like, that just shows you what we're watching. And I just think it's going to be...
That's my glass half empty look at it though, because I'm like, man, I don't want you just to rely on that. I want you to, you know, be smart. Don't just go, you know what, last 20 we'll just score fucking 4 tries.
No, yeah, you don't want to...
But it is crazy to watch. Like, we've never seen a team like this. Like, we've seen better teams overall, like in regards to, like, obviously the Panthers 4 in a row, which is fucking insane when you think about it now. I mean, it was insane at the time, but it gets more insane the more we look at it. But I can't remember a team that truly was like, you can be up by 18 with 10 to go and be like, oh shit, we're not home here.
Yeah, like I remember where I was when the Panthers came back against you guys in 23. And even that team, like they were going for their 3rd in a row at that point. Down that much, 1 try. The general vibe in the pub was very much like, no chance. No chance. Until it was. Whereas watching the Broncos last year and even watching them this morning, the general vibe was...
They're going to win this.
They're going to fucking win this game. It wasn't until I forget which winger it was that dropped the ball on the last play, but...
Yeah, Walshy threw a ball over the top and he knocked it on.
And knocked it on. But it wasn't until it was actually over that I was like, fuck, they actually lost. I thought they were going to win.
Do you reckon most Aussies were going for Brisbane or Hull?
I don't know. 'Cause
Brisbane's very hard. But you know what? I feel like
Well, I was just going for Hull because I just wanted the underdog. I always go for the England team.
Okay. I was going to
But
say...
it's like not a Broncos thing. It's just funny. It's just fun seeing the underdog win.
But
I hate going for any England thing.
Yeah,
So it's weird.
I'd love to know what the general consensus was. My vibe was like, no way, Hull's winning. That's mad. But then it got to a point they were up by that much where I was like, let's go Broncos.
You know what's funny? When the comeback was coming on, I started going for Broncos.
Yeah,
Let's get
I
amongst it.
switched. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, like, I do, although Broncos are one of the most hated teams in the comp, like, I do get a sense that footy fans are just like, begrudgingly, fuck, they're good to watch. Like,
I love watching them. I'm very
like,
open about
fuck,
it.
they're so exciting. Like,
Yeah.
Walsh is a joke. Like, I know he had a couple errors. Like, guys, we have to accept Walsh is making errors in games. I mean, obviously, you don't want him dropping the ball off bombs. Like, that's a bad error. But the other ones, it's like, guys.
You want a Clive playing like this.
Like, this is...
That's who he is.
We have to accept that this is Reece Walsh. Now, again, it's the dumb errors of... Not the dumb errors, but the unforceable ones that you don't want him to make. But, like, mate, this is... Because I've seen some people say Walsh didn't play well. And maybe that's the general consensus. I want to read you Walsh's stats. In a game that he didn't play well. 2 try assists, 268 metres, 6 tackle breaks, 2 line breaks, 3 line break assists, 4 tackle, only 1 miss.
What are we talking about here?
Bro,
Seriously.
any other fullback has those stats, and we're sitting here going, like, guarantee man of the match.
Yeah.
And the problem that Walsh is going to find himself in is if he has anything less than these stats each week, it's a bad game for him. It's a little bit like the area Tedesco got into, where to anyone else, it's an 8 out of 10 game, or even a 9 out of 10 game. For him, it's, okay, that wasn't good enough. That's a 7.5 for Teddy.
People like the new shiny toy though as well. Like, if you look at Teddy's year last year versus 2019, like very, very similar, but they're not spoken about in the same sort of level.
Just used to his...
Because they're used to it.
Used to it.
The one thing that I saw about Walsh this morning though that I thought, fuck, he's in for another massive year was he'd thrown a couple of like floater footies that had like gone over the sideline and not hit the mark. Then he threw another one. And he sort of looked at the winger and just sort of very calmly was just, I don't know what he was saying, but he was telling him what he wanted differently or what he needed to do differently or something. Just wasn't rattled at all, which is like, it's probably his best trait. Out of everything he's got, the fact that he just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, oh, that didn't hit. This is why. Just communicated it. And he was going to do the exact same thing. I think it was actually before the runaway try, which was essentially the same play where he double pumped, you know? So, yeah, I reckon... I do think, we were talking about before, Matty, I reckon there's a good chance that he does actually reach the same heights this year.
See, it's just history tells you, like, Hayne didn't happen, Turbo didn't happen.
Yes, but I reckon, just to go back to the point that you're making, Kempy, I think he's going to reach more consistently that sort of level, but people just won't appreciate it as much. Because last year it was like, where the fuck's this come from?
Yeah.
And it was so insane.
I hope he can do it. There's no one more exciting than him.
Well, I mean, ironically, he essentially did it this game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
He
But
had
like,
3 line break assists, 2 line breaks, 2 try
he
assists,
played shit
270
apparently.
metres.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I reckon he's going to
mental.
be... Yeah.
In regards to the Hull KR, as I said, I think they completely gassed out the last 20. I think that next week they're probably going to be super tight in Vegas. But I thought they were so brave. And Dean Hadley, where the fuck did that come from? 18 runs, 180 metres, 60 post contact, 3 tackle breaks, 39 tackles. I thought he was outstanding. But I thought, I know he didn't have, there were 2 blokes. I thought Jez Litton was really, really good. But I know he didn't have a good, I guess, tour for England. But I thought Mikey Lewis? Mate, I thought he was great.
Well, especially because they lost their fullback.
Yeah.
And then I know he had a couple of bad errors, but like the fact they lost their fullback, then their 6, him, had to go to fullback and they still managed to hang on.
Gutsy effort.
Yeah, it was hectic.
Gutsy as anything. And that's why, like, it's very easy to blame the ref. But, like, let's appreciate Hull KR played, arguably, I haven't seen them play other games, but I'd assume nearly as good as they can play for at least 60 minutes. Now, maybe you could argue their attack could be a little bit better on the line on goal line attack. But, like, I thought they were super silky. I thought they were so brave. They were gutsy. Their line speed was crazy. Like, yes, okay, were they offside all the time? But they still have to have line speed. Yeah. You know, if you're offside by a metre, you've still got to have line speed. And also, you play the conditions. If the ref's not going to call it, fucking be offside. Like, sometimes you got to read the game. I always talk about it. You go back to that 2023 grand final when the ref gave away like 2 penalties the whole game. Sometimes you just got to read the game and go, oh, okay, this is what the flow is. Let's fucking, and that's what the whole KR did. They read the game and lent into it.
There's a lot of good rugby league minds that talk about Willie Peters and speak of him in such a
really
high
highly.
regard. Does that essentially cement him a spot in the NRL as a coach, you reckon?
I think if it wasn't already...
Well,
Yeah.
I think so. I will say, like, he did last week have the worst loss in, like, the biggest upset in Super League history. The Hull KR did. But it's probably a one-off. The Hull KR are one of only 3 teams, I think, to win the quadruple, or where the fuck it is, a 4 Challenge Cup, Super League, World Club Challenge, and what's the other one?
I actually don't know.
But it's a 4.
I'll find out.
So what he has achieved is, like, pretty incredible. And to my understanding, Hull KR not necessarily like a big dog club there financially. I could be wrong with that one. But apparently, like, they're a bit of a middling club.
Yeah.
To a degree, I think. Super League fans, let me know. I could be wrong with that.
Oh, it's just the minor premiership.
Minor premiership.
Right, okay.
It's called the league.
Could you
leaders.
look at where they came, like, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 years?
I'll look it up, but he took them to their first comp in decades.
Yeah. So, look, I think that the good thing about that is that, like, it shows you that he can put together a good game plan to beat a top tier club, if you know what I mean.
100%.
Because it was and they just stuck to it. Four tough hit ups, bomb to the corner, tackle your ass off. Guys, they haven't played a trial. They're going to make errors. It's cold as fuck. We will just fall over the line eventually. And that's what happened.
They're, because they've been talking about him for a few years. Like, his name always gets sort of tossed up. It'd be interesting to see if there's a coaching change mid-season this year.
Yeah.
Is that where he comes, or is he going to be the
Was
Chiefs
he
coach?
linked to the Knights, maybe?
Remember, he pulled himself out. He's like, nah, I'm not being a part of this
Circus.
yeah.
Which respect that shit. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a brilliant game plan. And I thought it was brilliant. They all executed.
It was the club's first major trophy in 40 years when they won.
Jesus. So
Wow.
it's like Rabbitohs areas. Like, I know it's Super League, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big time.
Wow. So it'd be like almost like Para winning a fucking...
It would be exactly like Para because
Yeah.
this is their 40th year. Since
How long did it
86.
take him? How long was he there for?
I'll check. 2023. End of 2022 he took over.
Right.
So took him a couple of years, but
Impressive, eh?
very impressive.
So like I just think that, Jez Litton for me, probably top 3 players for me, Jez Litton. I know there was that in and away from Dean Mariner. What about putting the fucking afterburners on? Just said, thanks for coming. Fucking see you later.
Do you like the jerseys, the Bronx?
They were fucking so hot. That dark maroon with a bit of gold trim there, a bit of inspiration from the Penrith Panthers, the 4 sexy jersey.
In the cold as well.
Oh,
Looked
the
good.
collars. You got blokes in skins as well. Tight as anything. I mean, it's almost like a business shirt. You could wear that as a polo. That's how hot it was.
The dark maroon is a big win, I reckon.
Yeah, those
win.
jerseys. You know what? Like, it's funny you say that because I was like, I'm driving in the car on the way here. Sorry, on the way to work this morning to the radio. And I was like, oh, maybe I should like message the Broncos and ask them to send me one. I was like, oh, don't be a fucking Derek. Just buy one. So I'm going to buy one. But you don't want to be that guy, oh, who send us a jersey? It's like, fuck.
Well, they lost the game, so they'll be on sale now.
That would be...
Nah, I think they would have sold out. Can you check if they're available? Because I will definitely buy one. I like them.
That's like worst case scenario. Like, you ask them and they're like, fuck off.
They're right. Who's this? Are you serious?
New phone, who dis?
I tried to hit up a club. I don't ever do this. This is like the first time essentially that I've ever done this. I'm not going to say who, but I hit up a club in the DMs like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Hey, we should like, if you're keen, I'd be keen to like do some banter content when the Broncos player left me on scene.
No way.
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing you could end up with an email and like...
No, of course
week,
they've got to
you
go
know.
approve everything, but
Yeah.
like surely.
Interesting.
At least say we'll get back to you or something.
Yeah.
You can pre-order the jersey.
Okay,
yes.
you can pre-order. Yeah. Yeah, so.
So obviously not got a real. I remember once South were playing. Remember when South used to wear those Superman jerseys?
Yeah, they were mad.
And they were playing the Bronx, and they rolled out with one of them, and I was like, it was at Allianz Stadium. I was like, wow, I need this jersey, and I fully planned to buy it at full time just at the store. And Anthony Milford was playing for the Broncos at the time, and he absolutely carved them up. South lost by 50, and I was like, fuck, well, I can't buy that jersey
Yeah.
now, and I didn't. Yeah, I guess it's different because that was just a random jersey. But yeah, the loss really killed it for me.
Okay, it's
But
almost
this
like a
jersey's,
cursed jersey.
I usually hate new jerseys, but this one's mad. The
Oh,
Broncos
it's
one.
hectic. It's one of the best jerseys I've released in ages. Oh, I love it. I think it's fucking sick, so I'm definitely going to try and get one. Like, I could actually... Yeah, I like it. Anyone else stand up for you boys? Anything else?
I just thought the whole team just worked. They just worked as a team. It was a mad ambush. That's all it was.
It was a mad team effort. Like, they really were just all on song, all on the game plan. You know, They played so hard that they were just gone by 60 minutes. Like, that game goes for like literally 3 or 4 minutes longer, they lose. Or at the very least, draw.
Thought Willison looked pretty good.
Yep.
In the back row.
What about Tulty?
I thought Tolty was good.
Yeah.
That 10-minute
Big boy
period.
through the middle.
I assume he will be part of the rotation too. Like I know he got bigger minutes, or like he got a bigger sort of impact because of.
Well, what
an
about
HIA,
All Blacks Tafua? I think it is. He comes on, he's already pushing blokes for the first tackle.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe Madge just told him, mate, go and start something. Get the boys arced up.
I was saying to Maddie before, how was that not when their 13 came over the top with the
forearm.
How is that not
That's a sin bin all day at NRL.
And then like you're giving head high tackles for those tackles of like Paddy Carey, you slip over someone's head.
Yeah.
That's a head high. But
that
you
was
can drop you can drop a fucking elbow into someone's head. Oh my!
That was
God.
so out of pocket, and there was like an eruption after. So I thought they'd look at it and it would be properly addressed.
I can't remember if there was a penalty, but in the NRL,
I think there was a penalty, but it's just like, dropping elbows on someone's head.
It's a sin bin.
No accident, not like I was
Mate,
reckless.
that's a send off.
It's off ball. It's completely off ball. I couldn't
In the
believe it.
NRL, you did that, you're getting sent. 100%. You're dropping it. The guy's already tackled. He's got no control. He can't see you, and you're dropping an elbow on his head.
I'm staunch. You should be sent. I reckon that was ridiculous.
It's so dangerous, bro. And it's just like that footy is not. It's just not. That's not a part of rugby league anymore. Like I know there's some old school. Yeah, fuck you. Blah, blah. It's like the problem with that is that listen, if you want to play that old school footy, you got to let both teams know that that's being played. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing more unsafe than one team going, I'm going to drop an elbow on your cunt's head, this guy's head.
Yeah.
It's almost like the no punch rule right now. If you push and shove, there's almost like this gentleman's agreement. We're not going to punch each other.
Yeah.
Because the rule is in place. Whereas back in the day, you would see less pushes and shove. You know what? Because the unwritten law is a punch will be thrown.
Yes. Yeah. But I also think, there's a aspect of our game, like sometimes you'll see someone put a massive shot on, they dominate, they then give a bit extra,
a little
play
bit,
on. Yeah, but that's in the context of the game. That elbow, it was completely exposed. He had two other guys they'd completely wrapped him.
Yeah.
That sort of shit, I couldn't believe that. I was like, that proper rattled me. I thought especially over there that they might be a bit more staunch on that stuff.
But yeah, put it this way, if a Broncos player did it, he's not on the field. At the very least, it's getting
Lifetime
10.
ban, I reckon.
Like if we're getting head high tackles on against us for slipping over shoulders as someone like ducks and not even contact to the head. It's the good old the tackle where you'll hit the back, they'll duck their head and you slip over their shoulder. That was considered a head high.
But we'd already seen a few calls like that at that point in the game where I was like, fuck, that's the vibe here.
Yeah.
And then he gets fucking KO'd like that. And I was like, and nothing. Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, good stuff for Hull KR. When it was 30-4, I was like, this is literally embarrassing. This is an embarrassing performance when it's 30-4.
Yeah, I'm interested to know your fan perspective, though, in terms of I was watching it and I was like, this still ends worst case, like 30-16 or 30-20 or something. Did you think that?
Nah, I was more like, are we seeing the beginnings of fatigue and it's been a crazy preseason,
full spiral.
Yeah, I was starting to spiral. I'm sure because
we missed the 8.
Listen, I look. Let's be clear. Madge is an incredible coach, and he did everything. Whether you want to sit there and go, oh, he was training them too hard, and the boys came to him halfway through the year and said, lay off the intensity, and then he did. That's whatever one is right. They're both right. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because he made the call on both. He made the call to train him as hard as he did, and he also made the call to listen to the players midway through the year. That's a good coach. So with all that away, that is a sacrifice you need to make to win premierships. If there is a single nitpick on Madge Maguire's coach style is this sustainable over 5-6 years or whatever like that? And I think if you ask a lot of Broncos fans, they'll say, to be honest, it's irrelevant. We won a comp. For the next 3 or 4 years, for example, as a Rabbitohs fan, of course you would have liked him to be there long term, but I'm sure you were sitting there going, to be honest, I don't care. We won a comp.
Exactly. I say that. I said all the time. I owe everything to Madge, but the last couple of years were horrendous. But I don't care about that now.
Well, that was the price. If you say to a fan, okay, the price is we win a comp, but then we're fatigued for 2 years after.
Oh, you're taking it all day.
You go, yeah, okay, sweet. And so I think that's you know what it is? Right now, Madge is an incredibly good coach. The next step is sustained success makes him one of the GOATs.
Yeah, because we haven't seen it, and that's the thing. Like, I know Wigan, he kind of went all right the next year, but South, fuck, I don't know if you remember 2015, but like, so they won in 2014, and then 2015 they went undefeated in the Nines. They won the World Club Challenge by record margin. They won their first 3 games. People were legitimately saying they're not going to lose a game this year, and I'm coming 7th, being shit. And then after New Zealand and Origin wins, he left. So we actually don't know. There's no evidence to suggest that he can do it. So that's the worry I have.
Well, I think that's like we always give players grace to improve. We always say, oh, he's a rookie. And I'm not saying Madge is a rookie now. But we always go, like, for example, Nathan Cleary, we are still sitting here going, he's about to head into the best part of his career. Like, that's what's crazy. Payne Haas, all that stuff. And I think Madge, that can also be true for him. Like, he might be heading into the best part of his... He's got a huge club with all the resources, crazy roster, crazy young roster as well, relatively young. And I think that if he goes on, whether he goes back-to-back or wins another comp for the Broncos, I think you have to start looking at greatest in the GOAT talk. You know, when you look at premiership at the Rabbitohs, first one in 40 years, 50 years or whatever. Premiership at the Broncos, first one in 16 years. Like the win with the Blues up at Suncorp, first time in 15 years. Record margin win for the Kiwis. And then Broncos, multiple premierships. It's like...
Even, I know it doesn't count, but even the Wigan one, he broke a drought there as well.
Yeah, broke a drought at Wigan. Like, all of a sudden, you like compare that resume. Like, for example, even though Bellamy is locked in, he could retire tomorrow, he's in the GOAT chat. But his Origin record is poor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so...
I think too, though, like, there's no doubt he has evolved. You can see that.
Of course he has.
It's just a matter of how much, and you don't know that unless you're sort of...
You know how he's evolved? Evidence is... The report of the boys, senior players, went to him and said, mate, we'll train up. We just need to tweak this a little bit. And he said, yep.
Yeah. So if that's all true, like how much he's evolved, you wouldn't know unless you're in there, but he's definitely evolved. I reckon the thing that I apply zero weight to, I think his time at the Tigers, people sort of throw that on top of the fact that at South he might have been a bit ruthless. I reckon it's hard to know how much he'd evolved by the time he was at the Tigers because... He came 9th with a roster that no one else could get even close with.
Go back and look at that roster.
That's what I mean.
Like
he actually fucking was probably building something there. We're talking about a board that's not there anymore. They got sacked. They went through like however many coaches they went through. So I think that period gets sort of tacked onto the back end of his South's legacy and it probably hurts him a fair bit.
I just erase it. It honestly doesn't.
It means nothing to me. But I think a lot of people, when they talk about Madge, they sort of group that whole section together. When if you actually look at his Tigers tenure,
it's like 9th, 13th. And then like 5th.
Yeah, he went down in 2s. 9th, 11th, 13th, I think.
Yeah, with a roster that no one else could really get above 9th. So they haven't since.
So what was his worst year? Was his worst year 13th?
I'll check. I think so, yeah.
So like they've only just gotten better than that. Were they 12th last year, I think?
No one has even equaled what he was able to do with the roster, despite the roster getting overwhelmingly better. So
imagine what he could do with this roster now at the Tigers.
That's what I'm saying. So I think, this Broncos... period, however it goes, will be the main difference between whether we're talking about him in the GOAT section or whether it becomes the same old narrative of he's too ruthless.
Yeah, the worst completed season at the Tigers was 13th. Right. They came 16th the next year and he was there, but he got sacked halfway through the year.
Well, but that's what's crazy about that is like, and so the Tigers came 12th last year, I think?
12th.
Yeah. So like it's only taken till this year, with the roster they have this year, Api Korosia, Jerome Luai.
13th, sorry.
So they came 13th this year?
Yeah.
So his worst finish, because he got sacked halfway to the 16th year, his worst finish, they only just have crawled back to that with the roster they've got
now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We're talking almost like the better part of a decade since. So I reckon,
I'll put it this way. I won't say, but I've spoken to Madge about it.
Yeah.
And let's just say the conditions in which he was dealing with, he was working miracles. I'll just say that. I don't want to say specifics, but
I reckon it's so clear to see though, and that's why I think Michael Maguire's legacy will be determined by this Broncos thing, and it's such a big swing. So I reckon if he does win a couple more comps, or he's just generally more successful, he is in that GOAT conversation in terms of there'll be guys above him, but he's probably more in that echelon, or is he the guy
Okay, so let's look at it. So you've got Wayne.
Yep.
And he's got what, like, he's got 5 premierships, 6 premierships?
I reckon Wayne, Ivan, and this is talking about NRL earlier. I can't really speak for the guys like Jack Gibson or whatever.
Yeah, I can't speak for him either.
But Wayne, Craig, Ivan all walk into the table.
Trent
for mine.
Robinson was on the path, but now who's better, Trent Robinson or Michael Maguire?
Madge, easy.
In terms of like legacy,
Who would you have as a better coach so far in their career?
I think
Madge.
the thing that makes it easiest to say Madge is like you've seen him do it with multiple different rosters, different places, in different sort of
Which is
environments
interesting
too.
though, because after that back to back, I think a lot of people, including myself, were sitting there going, "Okay, Trent Robinson is starting to creep into the Craig Bellamy, Wayne Bennett chat."
Yeah,
And
I think also like Robbo in terms of club, yes, he hasn't won the comps, and he's always going to be knocked down a peg because of the club that he's at and the roster. That
I
want to
see him. I actually want to see Robbo at a different club.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I reckon he's the hot favourite for PNG. And I reckon it'll be the best thing for him. If he can do like similar to what Wayne did, then he's right back up there for me. But to me, he's fifth.
Yeah, there's no
Okay,
comparison.
Ivan Cleary, Michael Maguire.
I've still got Ivan because you just can't ignore the four GFs in a row. Crazy.
It'd be interesting to see. Ivan spoke about the idea of.
Could
later
you
in
argue
life-
though he was at the Warriors and he couldn't get it? He obviously took him to their second grand final in Adidas.
Yeah, second grand final.
I think it's quite. I mean, look, I'm going to
It's
go
tight.
Ivan.
It's
I'm going to go
tight,
Ivan,
yeah.
but I reckon it's tight.
It's tight.
I reckon it's tight.
I reckon like if Madge wins another comp before Ivan.
Okay, how do we go here? Wayne Bennett,
Yep.
Craig Bellamy.
Yep.
I want to caveat Craig Bellamy, greatest player developer ever.
I reckon there's an argument that you could have Craig above Wayne.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, well, Wayne has done it so many different places, and there's no doubt that his ability to man manage and his ability to bring a group together and get the best out of individuals is unrivaled. But Craig has been at the same club the whole time.
Non-footy state.
Non-footy state, like,
Yeah, but Wayne did the 2020 Origin.
Yeah.
Wayne helped with New
100%.
Zealand with the 2008 World Cup.
Yeah.
He wasn't the assistant. He wasn't the coach, but he was
But
there.
he would. You know what? I know they say like he wasn't the coach, but it's like
Yeah, righto. Yeah, cool. Yeah, sure he wasn't.
definitely wasn't telling anyone what to do. Like they were like, no, okay, thanks for your advice, Wayne. I'll take that on board, mate.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I just think that
I don't want to sound disrespectful actually to the act. Was it Kearney?
Kearney.
I think it was Kearney. Yeah.
But
But let's put it this way: like the Wayne factor
yeah.
would have been.
And I tell you what. Sorry, just before you go on.
Yeah.
The 2017 World Cup, like England were one try away from winning that.
Yeah, that's 6-4 they lost.
Yeah.
And when you actually look at
yeah.
the roster the roster they played against, that Australian side was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, and Wayne was obviously coach of England then.
But then I think that Craig's success rate in terms of how high they finish on the ladder, number of final series and premierships, based on how long he's been coaching versus how long Wayne's coaching, it would probably be a higher percentage.
Oh, he'd have a way higher win percentage, but
So-
I just think I think winning comps at two different clubs.
Two different clubs.
Two different
Then he's got all
clubs.
the international stuff.
Then he's
as
got
well.
the international stuff, also the Origin stuff. That's why I say Bellamy is the best player developer.
Yeah.
I think that's unequivocal.
I wonder though if, because the other thing that and again, devil's advocate, I don't believe this, but then you look at the way that Wayne has left a few clubs at different points off the back of what was successful. Does that work against him as well?
I think so. Yeah.
I think
I don't
if he
think so
wins a
because
comp at Souths-
it's because I don't think it does because it's the people above him that are saying see you later.
I agree. I do think you have to include, and I'm Team Wayne. Don't get me wrong. I just think you have to include absolutely everything.
Like as in you're saying it's a negative on his resume that when he leaves clubs they struggle.
Well, like if
Isn't that a positive?
if you were to
you could look at
follow,
it both ways. Yeah.
it reflects well on him, I guess. You could absolutely look at it like that, especially when he was sacked by the Broncos and stuff like that. That's obviously not in his control.
But even the first time, every club that he's gone from, hasn't he been let go? Like he hasn't chosen to leave. He didn't choose to leave the Dragons, did he? It was more they were like, we're going to go.
I believe
on.
he signed with the Knights.
Yeah, I think he did leave the Dragons.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I can't remember,
look,
to
if
be
he
honest.
chose to leave, and I guess they were left in that state, but in saying that, you could make from his perspective, you say, well, yeah, of course it didn't work. It was a roster built for me, coached by me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I didn't build a roster for someone else to coach it.
Yeah, I just think that I see Craig a lot closer to him. And
He's absolutely like interchangeable. Like if you want to have Craig Bellamy as the greatest coach of all time, I'm not going to hold it like 100%.
It definitely goes whatever order you want.
Those
Then
two?
there's distance between 2 and 3.
yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
I think if Wayne wins a comp with Souths,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to go. It's actually I can separate them now. Whereas I sort of juggle between the two depending on the year at the moment.
You know what? And I know it wasn't a lot, but what just kind of like, what, not worry is the wrong word, but like brings down a peg with bellyache is just his origin
Yes.
career just hasn't been successful.
Which is the only other thing that you can go off outside the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, whereas like, could you argue if you're considered the GOAT coach, you should be able to go into different environments and drag the best out of people? It's hard though, because like Origin is so fucking hard. And what did he coach for 1 year, 2 years?
I'll check. I think it was.
He had a couple of years, I think, against like the fucking great team.
And
No, it was before that, wasn't it?
it was in the 8 in a row.
In that in a row. Okay,
Yeah,
apologies.
but Wayne did it to the worst with the worst team of all time in quotation marks.
Yeah. The thing was, I had Wayne well in front until...
Here's a good question. Sorry. Here's a good question.
Yeah.
If Wayne had coached the Blues team in that 8 in a row era, do you reckon they break that 8 in a row drought at some point?
Yes.
Should that not be the answer then?
It's an environment that's more suited to Wayne's coaching style.
But isn't
though.
coaching just coaching? Like
No, like he's so good at like the emotional side, the connection side, getting people up. Whereas Craig Bellamy just seems like such a he apparently by all reports he's one of the most caring great blokes. Like he's like that too.
Bellyache seems like a legend.
Also,
I got to say though, like, you know, so Wayne has more premierships,
Yeah.
He would, yeah.
multiple clubs,
Yeah.
rep honours on multiple stages. You know,
Yeah.
Who would you want out of Wayne or Craig?
both in their prime.
Sure. To build a club tomorrow.
Probably Wayne.
You would go Wayne?
Well, you look at the Broncos.
Look at Melbourne.
Well, Broncos have more premierships.
No,
It's
of course.
it's funny you say that because if Bellamy is the greatest player developer, would you not want Bellamy? If you're starting a new club.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair.
Other thing I want to throw out, and this is not taking away from what they did, when Wayne started, it wasn't as professional yet. You know what I mean? By the time Craig came through, and I know the game's evolved still in the meantime, but like you were dealing with all full-time players.
But could you argue that's a benefit?
Absolutely,
coach,
absolutely, you
it's
could be
better working with
if you were
full-time
if you were starting a club tomorrow.
And also, like, Bellamy can be the greatest player developer, but there's more to coaching than, like, I sound like I'm telling Bellamy cameras more than than developing good players. Yeah. It's obviously getting them together to win the big ones. And what Wayne Bennett's he's lost 2 grand finals. He's been in 8.
I think he's 7 from 9.
7 from 9.
Or he's 6 from 8. It's one of them two.
Fuck, this is really like ridiculous. But you know how everyone always spoke about like the Walker brothers coaching together?
Yeah.
It's the perfect.
Imagine
they were coaching staff together at the Broncos.
Yeah,
staff. I know, but imagine like the Chiefs just went fucking kitchen sink. Here, like both of you name your price, build this club for us.
Is it like almost like the Jordan LeBron argument? Because like he was his apprentice. I know LeBron wasn't his apprentice, but you know, like he came before him, and a lot of what you know, maybe some Storm fans would know this, but like a lot of the core of the Storm's initial club building was taken from the Broncos and then expanded upon. I mean, they even took our biggest recruiter, and obviously, you know. So look, it's interchangeable right now. I'm going to go Wayne Bennett. More premierships, more rep accolades, multiple clubs. But if you said to me, this is what I can definitely say. If you said to me, you've got Wayne or you've got Bellyache and you've got to develop, there's these 2 groups of players. They're all exactly the same. You've got these 2 coaches. How do you develop them into the best rugby league players? I'd go Bellyache with that because I just think he's like Cooper Cronk wasn't even a fucking halfback.
Yeah.
Hughes
crazy.
wasn't a halfback.
No.
Like Munster was a fullback. I mean, even Cam Smith, he was a 6 coming through the grades.
It's crazy too when you think about like you hear yarns of Cronk coming off the bench through the middle and also playing a bit of wing, and you go,
Bellyache's debuted at centre, I think, or wing.
Like
Slater.
The Cooper Cronk that we know. Not even on the fucking wing.
Yeah, on the wing.
What are you doing?
The Cooper Cronk that we know literally came out of the womb as a number 7 with
That's
the
what I
jersey
mean.
7 on.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even that. Imagine him on the wing, Cooper Cronk. Holy. But anyway, yeah, I think another premiership. I think he starts getting into that like, ooh, okay, that's 3 premierships. That's, you know, records in all these different things.
I'll reverse the question. What if Storm win the comp this year?
If Storm win the comp this
And
year,
Bellamy gets another one with his
Without
whole new
them all.
team. With his whole new team.
does he pass
Does he go to
Wayne?
number 1? Yeah.
it's just so hard with the multiple clubs thing.
Yeah.
You know, like that's real, like, and also the rep stuff as well. And it's not just like just Queensland. He's done it with, you know,
New Zealand,
international, you know, like,
England,
yeah. So it's like,
kind of, but yeah.
it's a tough one. I think that's the one. Okay. The argument on the bellyache side is, do you get consistent wins regularly? If that's what you want as a coach, if you want a club that's highly likely to win minor premierships and be in a grand final, Bellyache's your man. There's no, like, he will lock, like, at this stage anyway. Whereas, like, Bennett is more...
You want to sign Hakeem Haas out of fucking nowhere. He's your guy.
If you want to be almost like the underdogs and have these, like, romantic, huge wins, maybe that's kind of the Bennett kind of stuff. But
you know how Chalmers came out and he was like, we want to win a comp, or we're going to win a comp in 3 years? Imagine that's because he's fucking actually backdoored it and he's actually signed both of them.
That
Just
like
kitchen
it's
sink.
isn't it just the perfect coach? Just combining them together, that would be
the perfect coach.
Yeah,
You've
seriously.
got the consistency of bellyache. You've got this crazy knack to just draw the best out of a roster. I've got to say though, whoever is the coach, they're going to get paid like $20 million a second over at PNG.
Oh.
They're going to get paid so fucking much money.
I just have a feeling it's gonna be Trent Robinson.
Robbo?
To be fair, I thought he'd be the Dolphins coach a few years ago, but I don't know.
I don't know what we'd do.
Okay.
I haven't even thought of that.
Alrighty, guys, don't forget, join MberX. We've got a tipping comp, Bloke tipping comp this year. The league code is BLOKEtipping. And also, the referral code's Bloke if you want to use that as well. But I'm going to give one lucky person that joins. All you got to do is join $1,000. We're going to draw it before the kickoff next week, or as in we'll pick it or whatever. $1,000. On top of that, another giveaway, lontel.net.au. It's 7-day free trial, no contracts, no credit cards needed. On top of that, you get $25 credit, and also you can go into your own portal, create your own code, give it to your mates. Every time they use it, you get $50 cash. But if you sign up, as I said, it's free, no contracts, no credit card. You've got a chance to win $1,000. I'm going to give $1,000 away to one lucky person. And we're not talking about competing with thousands of different people. It'll be like a few hundred, if that. So sign up, guys. Take your 2 seconds. Give it a try. Best customer service in the business when it comes to Lontel. And also sign up to MberX. Be a part of the tipping comp. That's going to be sick. Because what we'll do is each week we'll obviously have some banter around it. We'll shout you out if you've had a big week or you're at top of the leaderboard or whatever. If you had a bad week, we might shout you out too. MberX, guys. Download the app. Okay, I got a bit of a bone to pick, boys. So I'm just scrolling. I get this message from Kay and I'm like, okay, what's going on there? And it's a request. And I think, oh, that's nice. It's Braith Anasta comparing Broncos players. Anyway, this is what happened.
Gordy Tallis or Kevin Walters?
I've got to say Gordy, because I have to. I'll get in trouble.
Gordon Tallis or Dennis Kemp?
Gordon Tallis.
Why do you laugh that hard?
I don't know.
Why do you laugh that hard? Is he implying I'm a bum?
Who was the other guy I said?
Exactly. Like, it's the raging beak is bigger than the raging bull. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah.
You ever seen a raging beak on a rugby league field? Has Gordon Tallis ever scored 4 tries in a rugby league match in the NRL for the Brisbane Broncos?
4 tries on a wing.
I don't think
In
so.
2008? Has Gordon Tallis ever scored 4 tries in 2008 for the Brisbane Broncos?
Zero chance. Zero chance.
I don't think he has.
That's a club record. That's a club record.
Does he have a
And like,
club record?
okay, he jersey slung someone for Queensland. Like, is that for the Broncos? So it doesn't count.
Did he run for the most meters on debut at fullback?
Boom. There you go. In the modern era, I think it's been broken since then. But in the modern era, did he do that?
I don't know why he was so amused.
Did he play soccer his whole life and then play league in like 2 or 3 years?
I can't speak for Gordy. Gordy might have been a pretty handy left back in his time.
Maybe he did play a bit of soccer. I don't know.
Imagine him at centre mid. Imagine you go out like the under 11s and Gordon
That
Tallis.
sport.
It'd be him and Roy Keane just headbutting each other for 80, 90 minutes.
I tell you what, it makes me happy just going to YouTube and watching Gordon Tallis punch-ons.
Yeah. Look, yeah, could he have a stink? Well, no one's seen me throw him. Maybe I'm a mad boxer.
Did you ever have a punch on the field?
Actually, no, I did actually.
Did ya?
It's on YouTube. So is the under 19 origin, and you know what? It all fucking clicks. It all comes together. This is like serendipity. So I've told this story before. So fucking fast forward if you don't want to listen to it. See the little button that says 15 seconds. Just go beep 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 a few times, and you're past it. Anyway, so under 19s Queensland. It's game day, and like in under 19s, like I know to the wider public, you don't really, it's a big deal, but you're just like, oh, it's the under 19s or whatever. But when you're in it, it's as big as Origin for you because not only is it you are playing New South Wales and we fucking hate your guts, but also like if you make that under 19 side, not everyone, but most of them, you're probably going to play NRL. Like you've got to pretty much be an NRL standard to be there. Like we were playing against like Jared Hayne, Israel Folau was playing, Will Chambers, Dave Taylor, Uarte, like, you know, so like a stack. Anyway, so we wake up in the morning of it, and usually there's an inspirational speaker. And so probably wake up, do our thing, team walk, I'm pretty sure, or whatever. And then probably like a few hours before the game, we get called into the lunchroom, and it's the inspirational speaker. And guess who walks in? First, the Raging Beak walks in. And then the Raging Bull walks in. And he gives us this speech where we're just like, our eyes are all in the back of our head by the end of it. And he basically said, listen, if there's a fucking punch on, none of this pushing and shoving shit. You either throw punches or you walk away. That's it. You don't ever go in there and hold blokes and carry on like a cat. You fucking go in and you punch on or you fucking walk off. And so we're all young, 18, fucking just testosterone through the fucking roof. You've got the Raging Beak in the back there. Everyone's scared of him. Anyway, so when we go into the game, what the Blues weren't aware of is at the drop of as soon as there was nearly a fight, every single one of us were like, we are in here. We are in. Yeah. Whereas the Blues weren't thinking like that. They were thinking we're trying to win a game of footy. And granted, they did win the game of footy. Anyway, so Hayne gets up. He shoves a guy called Kieran Lander. And Lander, country bloke, like old school as, like just there for ticker. His selection was, they just said he's got a lot of tickers, so they selected him.
Ticker-based selection.
So just got into Hayne, and then you just see this wave of maroon just fucking flood across. You got Will Chambers in a headgear squaring up to a back rower, I'm pretty sure. You've got Ice come screaming in, throw the first punch of my life, essentially. I get punched in the face, I punch him in the face. You've got Izzy Folau jumping around. I'm jumping around. You've got fucking Dave Taylor bombing knocker people with his big fist. So we're in the fight, and Gordon Tallis is the one saying you either punch or throw. So you know how when the fight kind of simmers down and you're just like, okay, well, it's kind of over here. And so we had a little bit of those. I think it was Uarte. He gave me a shove in the jersey. I gave him a shove. But I was like disconnected from the group. Like, so there was a lot of Maroons here. And there was like pretty much me and probably like 3 Blues guys there. So I was like, well, if this kicks off, I'm about to get fucking bashed. And then one of the boys came over and helped us, and it all kind of got broken up. So yes, there is evidence of me punching on with some Blues players. Not well, but I did it.
I'm definitely not going to go home and fucking search the depths of YouTube for this under 19.
You can probably go under 19 State of Origin.
Yeah, no,
fight.
I've watched it.
Yeah.
It's
it's one of the better punch ons.
You know what? I'll put the link in the show.
Notes.
Like, and I'm not saying it's good punch on because of me. I was fucking terrible. What I'm saying is like, it's probably one of the better Origin punch ons. Like, you're getting full on. It's not just like pushes and stuff. You're getting full on
like
one-on-ones all over the place.
I remember being in school and that video used to go around.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those ones at school where you're just like, oh, this is that under 19s.
How'd you go, Matty? Like, objectively.
No, look, I've watched it.
You wouldn't, honestly, blink and you miss it.
Oh, really?
I think at that stage I didn't even know how to throw a punch. I'd never been taught how to throw a punch.
With this particular fight, it's one of those ones where you got to watch it like 10 times and watch a new person every time.
What's going on?
Yeah. They're the best ones.
Yeah. So it's genuinely like, it's not just like, oh, there's a little push and shove and you watch that. It's like there's 2 blokes fighting there, there's 2 blokes fighting there, there's 2 blokes fighting there. It's a good one. Brilliant. It's a good one. But we lost the game. But so it all comes together. The Raging Bull got the Raging Beak flying in a fight. And yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, I just want to ask Braith, like, why are you laughing so hard, bro? Like, we get it. You got a mad 10. Like, you still cut because I gave you the shake and bake in 2008 in an elimination final. You still cut. We can get the footage up. Like, yeah, okay. Did you play for the state and like, are you a way better player than me? Yeah, but I gave you the shake and bake and now you cut. Matey, get the footage up. Get the footage up. It's your boys getting the shake and bake. Good old fashioned Raging Bull flying through the middle. I think Brace just cut that I did that. Now, as I said, granted, I'm a bum compared to him in the NRL, but I think he's cut because of that.
Raging Beak's crazy. Like, all the boys calling you that.
Yeah, I didn't call myself that.
Fuck, that would have been confusing. Like, as the Raging Bull was walking in.
Well, they were like, you are taking the mantle of Gordon Tallis. When I came into the club, that's who I was signed to be.
You know, like if you got like, obviously I've got one of the most vanilla names of all time being Tom. You know when you're in like primary school and shit, and there's like 4 Toms, so it's like Tom J.
Yeah.
Just like the Raging B, and then in brackets Kempy. Yeah. Gordy Tallis.
Listen, once the big, have you ever seen an eagle in full flight? It's fucking scary.
Oh, fucking oath it is.
So, you know, I'm glad that... I wonder who do you reckon... Who's the raging now? Who gets that moniker? Because it was actually... You know, funny you say that because it was actually Gordon Tallis that gave me the nickname.
That's
He
crazy.
pulled me aside before the Queensland fight and he said...
What would you call Spencer Lenu?
He said, son, I can see there's a lot of me in you.
Fuck.
You are fucking skits. And I was like, you know what? I am a fucking skits.
Word for
cunt.
word.
And he said,
He's
you
all
know
like pushing and shoving while you're having this conversation, I imagine.
no, you're scared.
Yeah.
Okay, go and push Mike Tyson, see what happens to you, mate.
Eye tattoo and everything.
And he said, you know what? You play for the Broncos. Well, I hadn't played yet, but you're going to. And
You're destined for
we're
greatness.
missing an enforcer. So I bestow upon you the raging moniker. That's what he
Shit.
said.
Wow.
That's what he said to me. And then fucking went out there and knocked 4 cunts out.
I can't wait to watch this fucking fight. Sounds like there's like heaps of NRL legends in there as well. Just like going through.
Yeah, there's plenty of big names in there.
Fantastic.
Jared Mullen, also there.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
so
good
pure.
stuff.
That is
It's
so
good rugby
pure.
league stuff. But yeah, so Braith, I don't get why you laugh so hard. Like a little giggle would have, like a smirk, I reckon is like acceptable because like I get it, I'm a bum compared to you guys, but like I still played in a role. But I feel like a deep laugh came from the belly, bro.
Well, you don't know why. He might have been laughing because he was like remembering like when you bashed those blokes and how funny it was.
But wouldn't you be more scared to piss me off because I'm skits?
He probably didn't think he's probably shitting himself now.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting at home quivering.
So I don't know. Maybe it's the shake and bake I gave you in 2008. I don't know. Look, I want to say that you're not alone, bros. Get plenty of people to shake and bake. That's for sure.
Join the queue.
I love Braith. I think he's fucking good. Mate, I'll be honest. When he got named as 360 host, I was like, fuck. I don't know. I think he's been great.
He's fucking nailed it.
I remember I read an article once that before 360, just when he was doing Super Saturday and that is it Steve Crawley?
Yeah.
That he had touted Braith as like a long-term host. I remember reading that thinking, no way. Like I don't rate Braith that highly. And then as soon as he went on 360, I was like, wow, vindication. Like that
100%.
he is so freaking
Like
good.
I was always with Braith. I was like, yep, good. Like as in he's good. We know he knows the game. Looks good. Got a 10 from the gods, which is always good. Get you half the fucking
Helps.
That's half
Yeah.
the battle.
Fucking helps.
Look, allegedly not real, maybe fake 10, but that's alleged.
Enhanced maybe. Somewhere in the middle.
But so I was like, yeah, he's good. But ever since I'm with you, since he went to NRL 360, he's gotten to the point where like I almost like raise him above ex-player that just happens to know a bit about footy and can talk well.
Yeah.
To genuine host. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I never would have picked him to be the rugby league Swiss Army knife that he is.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
what,
that's
what I
what
mean
I
by
said.
that is, you know, like he's the host of NRL 360 and he followed on from Ben Ikin. I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah,
Like,
tough gig.
gear.
Ben Ikin's got a better 10, I reckon.
No doubt. I think he's got a mullet these days too, Benny Ikin.
Does he? Queensland. That's got the Queensland.
I haven't
coming
seen
in.
that, but that's what I've heard.
One of the goats, Benny Ikin.
Is he? Yeah.
10 yarn. Great yarn. Very personable. Very
Is he?
personable. Super
Okay.
smart. Super
I
smart.
thought he would like, because he gives off the vibe like he'd carry around a dictionary and shit, you know?
But doesn't need to because he's so smart.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
But then like Braith now has he has a potty that he does with like Rennie and a few
BTFU?
other boys. Yeah,
Yep.
BTFU. And you know, you'll see him sometimes and he'll host 360 having these really profound debates on like the Tuesday night or whatever with like some really esteemed journalists. And then he's there with his t-shirt on and he's got like some of those great Australian tattoos and that. And it's just complete.
Tight
you know what I mean?
shirts, tanned
Tight
up,
shirts.
Bondied out of his mind.
Posted a transformation photo today actually.
I saw
did he?
that. I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mate.
Get that up on the screen. Holy shit.
Hottest rugby league analyst / former player /
Oh,
journalist.
yeah. He's living the dream, really, when you think about it.
Oh,
You know, to be honest, we don't know what it's like. Maybe he is, he isn't, but outside looking in, hot host, ex-player, laughing at former players. Like, he's so high up now, he's laughing at, he's like, who's this cunt?
he's obviously reached a point he's hot enough that he can laugh at record-holding Broncos club legends and just not even fucking bat an eyelid.
Not even
which
bat an
isn't
eyelid, just fucking play us straight through it like it was nothing.
Good spot to
So what's funny about the transformation pick? The before pick is what most blokes aspire to be.
Yeah, I thought that when I saw it. I thought that when I
He's just
saw it.
rubbing it in. He's going, I like, you see my before pick? That's what, like, your goal is. Now
Oh.
I'm getting hotter.
He like in the caption, he's like, I literally ate so much shit over Christmas and feel like shit. I'm like, still look pretty
Yeah.
good.
I read the caption and I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what do you mean? Like,
What do you reckon Prime Braith's doing on a night out when he's 25 years old.
I don't reckon he'd be able to walk in anywhere.
Oh, stop it. Was it his drop goal against the Tigers that he fucking broke?
Don't get me started.
Oh, no,
on
they
that.
did it to you.
Oh, no.
That's Roosters, yeah.
It was for the Roosters against the Tigers.
Yeah.
I was out there. It was the best.
That was the best game of rugby league I've ever watched.
It was unbelievable. Sean Kennedy running away as well.
Yeah.
Because
That was hectic.
when he kicked that field goal, he was so far out, and he was to the left.
On the angle, yeah.
You were just like, fuck, like they've kept the ball alive. Oh, crazy. Like it's one of those games where, yeah, a bit exciting, we fucking lose. And the second he kicked it, he started running. 'Cause he knew.
He knew.
But you didn't know, at least from where I was sitting side on, you didn't know. But then all the boys started going berserk. Like, there's just fucking no way.
I love the commentary around that because before anyone says anything, Fatty Vorton just yells, "He's got it!" before the ball even went through the post.
Yeah.
It just, mate, and I don't go for the Roosters obviously, and it still gives me chills. Just
You know, it's weird. I hate to be negative, but like, it feels so weird talking about the West Tigers being like gun side in finals
In the
footy.
finals. Oh.
Like, respectfully, of course.
They were up 15-2 with like...
And they were like a gun side
minutes
too.
to go.
Like,
yeah, 15-2, and like none of them were tries, but Gareth Ellis had 3 disallowed tries in the first 15 minutes.
Unbelievable. When would you ever...
Yeah.
The game had everything, eh?
Oh, mate, it was seriously, it is the craziest game I've ever watched.
is that the one where you said you picked that over the
Yes,
Raiders
the
one?
Broncos Raiders one, yeah.
absolutely.
Would you pick it over the Raiders Broncos one?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I think the last... You could debate the finishes,
Yep.
but the longevity of that game... like it went for 100 minutes
Yeah.
by the time Kennedy scored, and just the momentum of the game was just crazy. Like Gareth Ellis literally crossed the line 3 times in the first 15 minutes, like the same second rower.
Yeah, he's not a winger.
He's not a winger.
Freaking second rower.
3 times crossed the line for different reasons. It wasn't a try, but like the balls of Braith as well, just to park himself. Like you see Nath Cleary, he tried to do it when the Bronx knocked him out last year. You just expect that from him to sort of park himself to take the moment. Like Braith was a 5'8", playing second row. When he kicked that field goal.
Yeah, because Carney was in the halves.
He was playing left back
Yeah,
row.
the halves were Cleary, Pearce and Carney.
Pearson Carney. So he was playing left back row.
I'll tell you what, that's gun halves pairing.
Yeah.
Just quietly. Fuck.
Well, he won the Dally M that year, Carney.
Yeah, he did.
But left back rower, parking himself on the fucking 40 to just
The
slot
fucking
it.
balls to go, Mitchie, Carney, fucking step
Yeah, yeah.
aside.
Watch
let,
out,
the,
boys.
let the old dog do it. Let it
And
get done.
didn't Mini feed him the pill?
Mini fed in the pill.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that happened in that game was Simon Dwyer absolutely leveled out
Oh,
Jared.
Hargraves.
You would have never seen in his long career that followed a hit that even closely resembles Jared getting
and
shot.
Dwyer
like
had to medically retire because of his shoulders, didn't he?
Yeah, not because of that particular hit,
Yeah,
but
but-
yeah, he
Probably was
went
from
to
that one
tackle.
particular hit.
Yeah,
It's fucked.
And like some nerve problem, and I think he still wears a sling.
Fuck, poor bloke.
Oh,
That game also had Benji versus Pearce punched on.
Was that when was it Pearce that, like, was it, which of the players got punched and was like, what the hell? Was it, no, Braith got punched. He's like,
Yeah.
you're off your head.
That was
wasn't
against
game.
South. That was
against
against
South.
South.
That was, yeah,
So
what-
Braith
yeah,
got
mate.
punched and then got the penalty against
Yeah,
him.
by David Farlongo. Because
You're off your head.
Because Braith grappled him.
Yeah.
So Farlongo got up and punched him. And so South got the penalty for the grapple tackle.
Good honest reffing back in the day. They got the right penalty first.
mate. Oh, and yeah, he's like bleeding from the mouth, and you can just see he's just never been more baffled in his life, eh?
Do you remember when, this is disgraceful, do you remember when Danny Williams punched Mark O'Neill and got 18 weeks for it? He came out of the line and King hit him. And Badge, like obviously Danny Williams got sent off and Mark O'Neill went off in a stretcher. But Badger put Mark O'Neill on report for the high tackle. Even though he was getting stretched off the field.
What is it? We're doing those ones?
Yeah, he's like on report.
And he's like,
Oh, it's so fucked up. That is so bad.
it's like, read the room, bro. He's like nearly dead.
He'll be out for a
Was he
few
sweet
weeks
after
anyway.
that? The guy that got knocked
O'Neill,
out?
yeah, he was fine.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think, didn't the ref like warn Braith when he was blowing up too?
I think so, yeah.
That's awesome.
And he was like, oh, you're off your head.
He had
Yeah.
like blood coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, bleeding. You're over your head. You watch your mouth.
It's funny, before a game against Melbourne Storm Elimination Grand Final, Wayne Bennett literally told us, if they grapple you, get up and punch on. Because I want you to show the ref that they're doing it. This is like way years before that shit.
Yeah.
Because this was during a time where refs didn't know what was happening in the ruck.
This is
to a degree.
08?
This is 08. So like they didn't know that you're getting choked out. They didn't know that you're fucking getting your shoulder
Yeah.
Whereas now they're much more. I mean, sometimes I watch. I'm like, bro.
What are we
You know
doing?
what fucking drives me insane is like when they're like milking, and the guy's got his head in a headlock, and it's like, what are you talking about? He's fucking holding his head to like, what the milking? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
Was that the GI game when he scored with like
Yes.
2 seconds
Yes,
left.
in my corner. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't my fault, but
No, it wasn't
it's
your
still
fault.
my corner.
That wasn't your fault. Not at all. I'm serious. I'm actually serious. I just remember watching that game. I would have been like 6, and I was like, "This is fucked." Like, because you could see them going through their hands. You just with that strip for numbers, you're like, they score.
Yeah, no
was
matter
so
what they score.
fucked up.
We jam in, they score. If we don't jam in, they score.
It was so fucked.
We just needed to hold the ball. That's it. We would have been. We were the only team that probably would have given Manly a run for their money that year, just because we were stacked with players. Cam Smith obviously got from our. Did he get was it our game? He got suspended. I think.
He did a chicken wing on Thigh Day, I'm pretty sure.
There's a mad yarn that they tell Matty Johns, I think was involved with the club at the time, and he was saying that earlier in the year, Cam got some bullshit like sighting or something, and there was a few points. And I think he was either saying he said it to him or one of the assistants or something was like, just take a week, mate. Like, just you don't want this to bite in the backside. And they were like, no, we'll play through. It'll be sweet.
Oh, is that what cost him?
That was what cost him.
Oh, because he got 2 for weeks, right? Because the Storm went and played Sharks in the prelim, pumped them. So Broncos probably would have won that game as well.
We would have pumped them because we actually. Like we had that game so under control. It's the only time. It's so bizarre. It's the only time playing the Storm where it was like we've got these guys. Every other time it's always like fuck. This is I don't know if we've got these guys and we might or might not beat them. But we just had them so like we had tries disallowed. Like
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because that was the feeling watching it. Well, that's what I was saying before. When they were going through the hands, you could just tell from the numbers like they score here.
because we dropped it 2 plays before that, coming out of our own end. Sika Manu hits and we drop it and then we just didn't have time to recover.
It just felt like there's no fucking way that these guys lose this game. Like we were just
Mate,
so
would
much
have been-
better on the day.
We would have made the grand final. At the very least, we would have made the grand final. We would have beaten the Sharks
Yeah,
by a
because the
lot.
Sharkies got pumped at Allianz.
But I think they changed the rule around carryover points and shit. They adjusted something after the Smith thing.
Oh, really?
That's why they were talking about this. Whenever was it Nas or someone missed the grand final, and therefore it was like a conversation.
Yeah.
And Maddie was telling that story. I was like, "Fuck! Imagine that. Imagine like a random like March Tuesday they're having that conversation. You go, no, it'll be sweet."
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Then months later, it's like, "Fuck."
Alrighty, buy any CX3 or CX5 from Aspley Mazda's X Rental Sale, and one lucky person will be gifted a truly unique experience: a day at the footy in a corporate suite with ex-NRL players Alex Glenn, Raul Yai, myself as well, hosted by Luke Camilleri, the car man. 2024 CX5 at G20 Max is 31,500 drive away, and the 2024 CX3 Pure is 26,500 drive away. So if you're keen on those kind of cars, guys, do it. Trust me, you will not regret it. Lukey's the best in the business. However, if you're just in the business looking for any cars, trust me, just shoot him a message. Even if it's not with him, he's so good. He will direct you. He'll give you all the good advice of what to do. LDC_01. Give him a follow, guys. He's always doing giveaways, giving away cars, all that crazy stuff. And also Revolut. Thanks to Revolut, you can sign up to Revolut via the link in the show notes for your chance to win an experience at the Melbourne 2026 race for 2, plus score a $40 welcome bonus when you use your card. Terms and conditions apply. Please refer to the show notes. So yeah, what we're trying to do with some partners is just like create something, like do giveaways as well. Like you obviously got their promos, but also give away to the community as well. So we're trying to do that going forward. Hopefully we can do more of it. And just before we finish, I just wanted to talk about the Danika Mason viral video. Mate, if you've got a problem with that, like, what are we talking about here? A young woman has fun over at the Winter Olympics at 10 o'clock at night and got a bit too drunk and slurred a few words. Who gives a shit? I think it's funny as, like, all you got to do is go back to Karl Stevanovic, his Logie performance. Like, come on. He without sin cast the first stone, I say. That's what I say.
Yeah, no, Maddie and I, we were chatting about this before, and I was saying, it's like, because you see some comments, like, it seems for the most part, everyone's like, yeah, who gives a shit, right? There's a few people like, mate, like, fuck, like, I'm a nurse, mate, if I did that. And I'm just a bit like, well, obviously, though, that's the job. You know what I mean? Like, if you're over and you're covering the Winter Olympics and you're a journo, like, they're not the same rules.
But also, there's different rules for different jobs.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like,
my mum and my dad's a principal, right?
Yes.
Like, he can't turn up to work.
you can't have beers
It's
at
very
work,
different.
obviously.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, like, I don't know. I think it was funny. Like, I think it's been handled well by everyone who needs to do anything around it. Like
the only thing you'd say is, like, she just shouldn't have been on air. Like,
Yeah.
the people around her should have been like, you might be a bit too...
She definitely got let down in some way.
Yeah.
But, like, at the end of the day, who cares?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so the argument of, like, if this happened at my job, this would have happened. It's like, okay, so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to release a bunch of rules and every job has to follow those rules. Like, that's stupid. That's, you know, like, what are
what
we
I'm
talking about
saying,
here? I hate to introduce you to life, guys, but some jobs have certain rules and some jobs don't. Like, it might suck, it might not, but that, like, she had a few too many drinks at the Winter Olympics. Like, fuck, who gives a shit? It's hilarious. I think it's funny. I think it's like watching her, like, what'd she say, the iguana or whatever? She's like, iguana, where are we going with that?
And like,
So funny, bro.
it's one of those things I watch it and I'm like, I find it hard to actually get around like how fired up some people get about it. I'm like, do you actually think that? Or are you
It's
just-
coming from somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, it
like,
has to be,
Yeah,
right?
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something else in their life is making them projected into that. Like, young woman having a bit too much fun overseas, like, and gets on camera and slurs her words a little bit. It's like, is that big of a deal? I don't think so. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think it's so funny. Because, like, what's funny is, like, we've all been, as blokes, we've all heard women outside a club talking like her. Like that, you know what I mean? And vice versa, like, obviously, like, you've seen blokes talking like that.
yeah.
But just like, I thought it was funny as. I've actually known Danika for quite a while. She's an absolute champion. And yeah, I thought it was funny as shit.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny, especially because like you could tell because of just how like just smart and well spoken she is normally. That's what made it so funny.
She actually, like, I know you could tell she was drunk, but she was actually like caught herself. There was a few times we were like, and then she like pushed through it, and I was like,
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think as you said before, handled perfectly. Quick apology just to tick that box, but didn't make it go on for longer than it had to go on. Like,
Yeah.
did it the next day. I reckon she handled it perfectly. I do feel like, look, I don't know Danika. She probably was a bit head noisy the next morning. Like, it would have been tough.
Yeah, for sure, because
And
like
I
you
feel-
only see the negative stuff.
Of course, but I hope she knows that most people think it's
I
hilarious.
actually think it's helped her. I think it's endeared her to a lot of people. I think that, like, a lot of people just assume like these kind of controversies, it's not even a controversy, but like they're just automatically bad. It's like, no, she's gone viral to everyone outside of the rugby league community, and the quiet majority go, oh, fuck, I've got a mate that's gone to work cut, or like,
it's like
I reckon you're right. She did a great job. Like, I would have definitely told Carl that I love him in the time that she was on it.
what about Carl trying to cover?
Yeah.
It was, oh man, it's really cold over there.
it was so poetic that Carl happened to be on there at the same time.
Mate. It's like if anyone could be on the other end of that FaceTime or whatever the camera, Carl is literally the perfect person.
I don't know. She's made herself more relatable to Australians. It's just,
I
big tick.
haven't lost sleep over it, by the way.
It's hilarious.
Fucking
If
hell.
anything, sometimes I feel like newsreaders like, I want to see a bit of personality. Like,
Yeah.
like that robotic. And now we've got this for the and just like, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Yeah,
what
just
the
give me
fuck?
something.
Give me you look like a robot, bro.
Yeah, and then we get something, and there's a couple of people that want to have a cry, but for the most of us, we get it. Pretty Australian, I reckon.
Yeah,
On the world
definitely.
stage, I'm happy with it.
The Raging Beak's happy with it. I'm going to start referring to myself in third person as the Raging Beak.
Raging Beak.
Yeah, I used to be the People's Beak is what I was called many years ago.
Well, given so many people call you the Raging Beak already, it makes sense that you just adopt it yourself.
Yeah, I just didn't want to scare the audience, you know. Didn't want to bring that kind of level of aggression. I'm a lover, not a fighter now. I'm an old warrior that's retired.
That's what I did when everyone was sort of calling me like this handsome ball playing middle forward with like vision beyond his years. I was like, fuck. There's that many people that are saying this shit now. It probably just makes sense for me to go by that instead of Tom most of the time.
Yeah, okay. Like the Cam Murray of his generation kind of stuff.
Shit like that. And it's just like, fuck. All right, guys. Fuck.
Like I get it. I get it. I can tip on or I can run hard through the middle and get a quick play the ball. I find me front quite often.
Yeah, I was like, Tom's fine. You can just go with Tom.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that.
Yeah, okay.
So I think,
Find your front today?
yeah, every day.
Okay.
Every day, one way or another.
Have you ever been dominated in, not find your front on your back?
Only on the field. Only on the field. Only as one of the softest front rowers to ever play the game. that's how it's all. Metaphorically, I'm the best front finder around.
Okay.
Throw me on a football field.
Okay.
You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
You're that gets driven back 5 meters and also plays the ball slow. Gets up angry like.
If I haven't dropped it, and then get up and go, fuck, come with me, boys. As if like,
Oh, all right, that's us done and doosted. Give Tommy Yeager a follow on Instagram and all the good stuff. Anything else, Matty? That's it. We'll go fuck ourselves. Thank you.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.